possibly go wrong? It says leave meeting. Should I leave the meeting?
Please.
Please. Okay. Hoi hoi, everybody. And welcome to he's Parker, wherever he is.
Together we are the Battle Hammer.
And some nerds. Blah, blah, blah. Part 6 of the campaign. Our team is being so heroic and just...
I mean, we tried to be heroic. Unfortunately, the odds of the city being on fire was slightly against us trying to save it.
Small details, Parky, small details. As heroes, you should be able to overcome anything.
Another deaf cat now.
So, everything's gone dark. And all of a sudden your vision begins to come back, and the wizard who was standing, not this wizard, not you, Parky, the wizard that opened the portal, was standing between you, and he's very faded. He's very faded. It's like, I can't hold it much longer. And all of a sudden it's bright, and you're looking around. You're in some sort of chamber. There are 3 imposing looking wizards and a whole gaggle of others, all pointing hands at you, etc. And all of a sudden the wizard amongst you goes, oh, ah, as a sword blade comes through his chest, and he just vanishes.
Ooh.
Who are you, and what are you doing here? Answer quickly.
I'll hold out my Ordo medallion. I'm Vandro, apprentice to Beric. We come from... there was a fire. We came across the Titans. We have to sit down and talk.
Get them out of this room. Get them out of this room now. And the lesser mages all sort of shuffle around you and just move you out of that circle into a adjacent chamber where there are some stone seats, nothing else in here. And they're all standing there. Look, someone go get the healers.
Yeah, I've still got
I only took one of mine out as well. I've still got one as well. I was going to say, Vandro, can you do me a favour, because snagging me clothes on it and that, it's sticking out a bit, you know.
Yeah,
so
right.
Vandro's got 2 in him, and he's like,
no, I had 2 in me. Vandro only had 1, and he's taken.
No, he's got 2. He's got 1 in the front and 1 in the back.
Oh, you managed to get shot twice as well. Penny, you're going to have to stop doing that.
I see his tail.
She keeps jumping on the table, but you know.
All of a sudden there's a clap, and all of these lesser adepts leave, and the 3 main mages are standing there. There's 2 men and a woman. She's puffing away on a pipe, and she's the one that steps forward. So we've sent for healers. Now tell us your story quickly.
There was a witch hunter. He set fire to the town to just wipe it from the earth.
Where? What town?
It's the border town. It's the town you go over the mountains. There's a camp. People being allowed into the town.
Prior's Pass?
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't exist anymore. It's
men, women, children, everyone.
And I think the last surviving wizard there just died getting us out.
Trying to help us.
It's nice, man.
Do you know the witch hunter's name?
Shuffles through notes. I think he was
we were just told he was a witch hunter. There's a longer story. Maybe he was here for something else.
The Rangers believed he was a witch hunter, but him and his men were attacking the Rangers who were trying to defend the city, the town.
Yeah, he attacked everybody, didn't he?
She stands back, and the 3 are chatting amongst themselves.
I'm collapsed on the floor. I'm on one hip. I'm fucking nearly dead.
After a while, a priest comes in, and he comes forward and starts tending you of your wounds. And one of the other mages steps forward when you are healed, you will tell us the full story. And then,
Of course.
and then you will leave this tower.
As you wish.
And they depart, but they leave 2 of the lesser adepts by the door. Well, you've been in the wars, haven't you?
It wasn't a war, it was a massacre.
Oh, where was it?
Prios Pass.
Oh, well, this might hurt. Just wiggle this one out. Eek. Half hour later, he's taken the arrows out, binded your wounds, given you each a med pack, whichever what they heal. Those are little medical ones, Parky.
Yeah, herbal cure.
Yeah.
No.
You don't know.
No, they're called a herbal cure. Depends how good his medicus is. Depends on how much we get healed.
First level.
All right. So it'll be D6 each.
Okay. So D6 if you need healing.
Yeah, well, I'm down 7, so puts me over my pain threshold. Woo.
Oh, at least you feel like you could actually almost do something now without falling over. Well, I've done all I can for you.
It's much appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh, I particularly like the naphtha grass in the healing cures. It just alleviates the pain quite a lot.
It does. It does. Just be thankful those are homemade cure things. I know people that make them from the forest. Not quite the same.
Oh, really?
Not quite the same at all. No. Anyway, I've got to go. I suppose I can escort you out.
Yeah, you can show us the door.
I guess so.
We have to see somebody first.
Yeah, we need to tell our story. Make sure that the Ordo Magica know exactly what happened.
I'll wait downstairs in the antechamber for you then.
Why did that bloke help us, that magic guy?
Hmm?
Why did he help us?
Because, well, I've still got the sunstone. I'm kind of clutching at it in a pocket.
Yeah, you got to give him the sunstone or show him that. Or something.
Give that to someone.
Can you not keep it?
And again, one of the adepts comes up, says, if you'd like to follow me, the masters are ready for you.
Thank you.
Take you downstairs into a...
Yanni, stay with me. Keep quiet. Everything will be fine.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, we got a little kid, didn't we?
Oh yeah, the little kid, of course. We've got the little kid.
Yeah, she's kind of clutching onto your belt.
Yeah.
And
cool.
you go downstairs through a vast library and off into... Yeah, this is like, whoa.
Oh, guys, staying here.
There are people looking through them. I mean, that group over there, that looks like a group of adventurers, and they're sort of going through. Nah, nothing about it here. Okay, we'll try those scrolls then, and they're obviously searching for records or something. You are then taken down another set of stairs into like an audience chamber. There's a large table at one end, and there are 3 seats. And again, it's the 3 mages from earlier. They are all sitting there. One of them, the man in the center, stands up. Well, welcome. I'm Cornelio. Now, perhaps as you've had a quick rest and some healing, you can tell us more of your story.
Of course.
I will have food and wine brought in. Yes.
Most kind. Thank you. Well, Master, we are some of the later people who have come from the lands to the south through the Titans, and we were waiting to pass through Prios Pass to be welcomed into this new world. I personally am the apprentice of Master Beric, and he was told me I think he was heading up to Thistle Hold, and I had to make sure that things were being looked after before we left. As we got there, there were things going on. There was something with an abominations that we managed to slay.
The adept comes in with a tray of bits of cheese and meat and some drinks, and he just puts them on the side table. And
very much, very kind. I'll set up, get a little plate ready for Yanni, so she's got plenty to eat. Make sure she's not missing out. Whilst we were at Prios Pass, as far as we know,
my fellow's like, she's got my food. I normally have all of this.
while we were at Prios Pass, we heard tale of a witch hunter who had come. He killed some goblins because they were connected to the summoning of these abominations, the creation of them. We saw him kill, well, we saw the goblins be killed. And then a couple of days later, we noticed there was smoke and fire coming from Prios Pass itself, the city. We did our best to help where we could, but these witch hunters men, they were just killing people left and right, burning every building they could find. Fortunately, we got to the Ordo Magica representatives in Prios Pass itself. And I have, and I'll pull forth the Sunstone. I have this. Bartolom gave this to me to pass to his master. Sadly, he died fighting abominations. But now I have to give it to whoever his master is, as it was, I promised I would.
The other bloke sort of leans forward and sort of squints his eyes. No one is bound to it. It's free. Step forward with the stone.
Aye. Step forward.
And Cornelio takes it and disappears into his robes.
Fine. Friends, have I forgotten anything? That seems to be the basic gist. I could go into significant more detail if we have time, but I'm happy to write a full report if that's what you wish.
Yes, we would like a full written report. We can then put it into the libraries.
Did I forget anything? I'm looking around. I didn't.
Well, the witch hunters men were actually, they were killing the officers of the Queen's Rangers, so we don't quite know what was going on there, but they definitely attacked the Rangers. So we tried to defend the Rangers, and thus we got in the crossfire, as it were, but we fought the witch hunters and his men.
Well, if the witch hunter had deemed the town was tainted, that is for him to do with as he sees fit. But of course, there is always the question of, was it? We'll have to send someone back to try and find out. Agreed? Agreed. Okay. Right, well.
We saw no evidence of taint in the town. We were hunting taint. There were evidence and there were instances of it in the camp, but not a solid thing. And there was no evidence of it in the town that we saw.
We'll be able to use the circles.
I trained my dog to detect the taint, and she will show me when it is about. And she was quiet in the town.
I think we agree we have some work to do here. Yes? Okay, very well. Get your report written.
Aye.
And bring it back to us. You may go.
On our way out, I'm just going to mutter to Vandro, do we tell him that our ID papers were lost in the fire?
Ixnay on the ID.
I didn't know whether we should just say we obviously were given ID papers, but in the tumult, we lost them. So, okay, I don't know, I'm honest, me.
I don't really care.
They might. I don't know. They'll probably protect us until I finish writing the report. That'll be it.
But they can't really send us back.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'd be worried if they did. I don't know what would happen.
Why not? If we tell them, then we're telling somebody, aren't we? And then if we're released to the wilds of our own fruition, at least we're not hiding anything.
Yeah, I don't know, but I suppose it makes sense not to tell them. I don't know. I just said I'd just rather be open and honest and stuff. But
This one, as we're now in our own little area, obviously we're not being overheard as far as we know.
Right now you're walking down to the entrance antechamber where the priest is waiting for you.
I'll keep doing then.
Or we hand ourselves over to the nearest authorities afterwards.
I don't like that one.
No, that sounds like a bad idea. I'll make sure that as we kind of leaving the area, I'll make sure I'll get some of that food that was on the thing and wrap some up and keep that for Yanni later on.
It's already all in Marvello's backpack.
Take it out of his backpack, yeah. Some goblin doorman opens the door for you out into the street and sort of, as you all shuffle out, and quite frankly, he just sort of slams the door. There, first thing that hits you is the smell. Wood, damp wood. And there is the town of Thistle Hold, laid out in front of you. I hope you don't mind me asking, but how did you get here?
Magic.
Through the ritual circle.
Oh.
We've never
Okay. We better go to one of the gates then.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
Well, you haven't been taxed. You can't just suddenly turn up and not be taxed.
I like the idea of turning up and not being taxed.
What does taxing involve? Showing our ID and things like that?
Losing money, probably.
Money. You have to pay. You can't just walk into Thistle Hold. No taxes. This is how we keep the place going.
Okay, fair enough. Yep, we can pay taxes.
And he walks you to one of the gates, and these guards sort of look around, and they're in the mid. As you get there, before the guards turn around, you see them in the middle of beating and stripping a man of everything, clothing, everything. And obviously,
I'm not sure I like this taxing thing.
Obviously, the sergeant.
I'm going off it.
The sergeant is standing there watching. He sort of looks around and says, "Hold on," and they finish giving the guy a damn good beating. And then they just point out the gate, and the guy's like, "Oh," and off he starts walking, naked as the day he was born. Off southwards. You're at the south gate, so off he goes back south. Right then, what do we have here? Visitors from the mages. They came through the circle. All right.
I'm shuffling to the back of the group. Okay. I want to be last when they've worn out their energy on Marvello and Gad. I think they'll be a bit tired by then.
All right, then, boys. That's 2 shillings each to enter.
Oh, I can do that.
We'll do 2 shillings.
Yeah.
I was really waiting for it to be like 25 thaler each. Badge.
I'll pay for me and the girl.
What girl?
The little girl.
The little Yanni, the little girl who's.
What was Vangro's girl?
Yeah, no, so did I. But Marvello's obviously picking him out young, you know. Hey,
Taking an eye to her. Yeah, let's not start that.
Right, they take the money and they issue you with a small brass pendant.
Oh, thank you.
When you leave, give it back.
Aye.
I'm just wondering when we get our 2 shit, but then do we? No, probably not.
Enjoy Thistle Hold, travellers.
Right.
Not used to them coming that way around. It's just weird. They should come through the gates like normal people. The streets are surprisingly clean for a town that's only been here 7 years, all made out of wood. It is surprisingly clean, but there is that smell. Every now and again you get it of wood, and every now and again as you're walking through between some of the buildings you can see the forest, and you're like, that's some of that just lingers slightly in the back of your throat, and you're like, I suppose you're going to need somewhere to stay.
Yes, ideally, yeah. Can we get his name just before?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm Brother Belgo. I'm one of the priests at the Sun Temple. Let's see, where would it be best for you to try and get a room? Well, I suppose it depends on how much money you want to spend, really. There are several inns and places like that, but there are also rooms that are to let for adventurous types such as yourselves. But it all depends on how much you wish to spend, really.
Well, probably we would want somewhere reasonably pleasant, because we've been through some pretty rough times recently, and perhaps somewhere nice to stay with some nice food and nice drink, and that might be pleasant for at least a day or two.
Well, there's the Winged Ladle if you're feeling
Fuck's sake.
Sounds
flush.
perfect.
Something to do with a fucking spoon. Next.
Let's go.
It's, where is it on the map? The Winged Ladle is
Have you got relations, Marvello?
Not anymore.
No, okay. I just
Okay, the Winged Ladle is just off of the
map.
Eastern Square by the East Gate, funnily enough. And as you get there, there's a load of gardens as you're coming round this part, and there's this huge tree, and the inn is nestled in the top of the tree. If you care to take a look on page 22 of the rule book, you will actually see a picture like that.
Picture like that.
Bloody
Yeah.
great big inn in the tree.
That's nice.
Not a good place for getting really drunk, presumably.
Probably not. And as you're walking around the steps that go around the trunk up to it, you're like, it's very nice. Very nice indeed. Do 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 do.
I'm not sure.
Page 22, did you say?
Yeah. There is no page number 22. It's next to page 23, Parker.
It's
If I'm going to be, I want something sensible, honest, healthy, lots of food.
Yeah, you get up the top, and there's like 3 bloody great areas of this inn. You're like, uh-huh. And you do see people coming in and out, and you kind of are feeling a bit out of place. These people have money.
Yeah, this might be a bit too expensive.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where did Belgo go?
Hey, you go that way. I've got to go to the temple.
Oh, Belgo's gone.
Yeah.
Well, we should still be able to find an inn. I mean, but yeah, I must admit, you would feel a bit leery. Come out, have a few drinks, and sort of step outside for a.
If you look on page 17, there is a map of Thistle Hold.
Oh.
Can I try to stick one up here? Do
Well, you're looking at the different book, the core rule book, right?
No, I'm looking at a different one. There is a map in the core rule book.
That didn't help it.
I was like, there's nothing in here.
Yeah, I'm looking at a different book.
That'd be why.
You want page 43 in the main rule book.
43, thank you.
Do.
Oh, yes.
Do. And then I need to do that. And do that. And there you go.
That's good. Well done.
So, Thistle Hold. Now, you came through the mages area, through the Ordo Magica. That's number 31 on the map. Wherever that is.
That's one of these. No, one of these genius maps that don't have numbers that are next to each other. There's 30. There's 32. 31's over there. Right.
Okay. That is a 7-story building.
Right.
The only other place that's tall is you can see it right to the north, and that's number 35, and that's the beacon. 300-foot tall beacon that's constantly lit, so travellers in the forest know where Thistle Hold is.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, nice. Like that.
Land lighthouse. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. And you are currently at this inn, which is number 9.
Right, okay.
9. Oh yeah, we've got quite a way, haven't we?
We walked all the way through the place already, considering we went to one of the gates as well.
Yeah, we do get about.
Yeah.
We do get about. I can't see it's going to be difficult to find an average inn.
That looks like a very nice area.
Let's wander down the stairs and ask some passerby where an average inn is, where normal people go.
Yes.
That could be anything from numbers 1 to 15. 1 to 7 are taverns, and 8 to 15 are inns.
Well, number
Let's do
2.
number 8.
Number 2 is pretty close to us.
Yeah, let's go close.
9.
Number 2, Brew is the name of this tavern.
Okay.
There are a few people sitting outside at tables. The one thing you do also notice as you've been walking about for quite a bit now is it is muddy. There's no two ways about getting away from that. As I said, the town is new, but they haven't got roads. It's just mud tracks.
Okay.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
We make our own roads. Okay, so this going in through the door, the first thing that you sense is they probably sell stut, which is a fermented drink. And you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. And there are a few people in here, and there's an elderly couple that appear to be running it from behind the bar.
How quaint.
Hello there. Do you have rooms that we could perchance stay in for the night or two?
Rooms. We don't have rooms here, but we do have a building around the corner that we rent out.
Huh. Okay.
If
How
you're
much?
interested.
How much for how long?
Well, you can either have one room for a week for 5 shillings, or I will do you 3 rooms for 1 thalia a week.
Seems like a fair price.
I guess. Don't know.
Yeah,
It is a fair price in this town. I think you'll find.
Take 1 coin out and give it to him. Let's see it.
Very well. Let's get one of the Katia. Come here, girl. And one of the servers comes over. Yes, take these round to the house. Of course, keys. Rattles around, hands them some keys. If you'd like to follow me.
Thank you very much.
And leads you out of the inn. Literally, you come out of the inn, just go north, just swish a little round to the right. The building slap bang in the middle there. This is it. I don't think there's anyone else here at the moment. Rattles the key in the lock, opens it up. It's small, but it has 3 rooms. They're not huge rooms, but you know, there's a bed in each.
Oh,
A
grab
bed.
one.
In each
Hey,
room.
I know. I'm wondering this. How did this 3-room thing come out? It's like we've got an invisible friend who's dead and nobody but us realizes, or something like that. You know? There's only 3 of you. What?
Obviously, one of you will have to sleep on the floor or head to toes, but it's okay. There's not. You can't see too much damp on the walls.
To be honest, I'm not really worried. I've probably been sleeping on the floor most of my life because I can't see. I've been in a particularly luxurious quarters, so I don't imagine a bed is something I'm used to. So I don't mind that.
I've just grabbed one of the rooms. That's what I've done.
Okay, well, we'll have to do the 3-room thing. We can do that. We can put coin in for that, can't we?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've paid.
He paid. He's good. There you go. Well done,
I
Marvella.
paid, didn't I?
Oh, I see. No, sorry, I didn't realise you'd already
Good
paid.
having
That's-
rich friends.
That's why I've nabbed one of the rooms.
She takes one of the keys off of the ring, hands it over to Marvello, and says, "So that's a week."
Well, that's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you, Marvello. We'll obviously make sure you're recompensed with food or whatever else over the next week.
yeah. Favours.
You can't
Promise?
afford that much food.
Promise? Hmm. Let's just,
Is there anything else you need?
we're not sure.
Oh.
We will come back.
I don't know, really. We didn't know it was that sort of establishment. What does she look like?
That's not what I mean.
We will
Yeah.
come back to the tavern if we need.
Yeah,
What,
we'll come back to the tavern. We need food and drink before we sleep, I think.
what's your name? Sorry, young
Katia.
lady? Katia. All right. Let's settle in.
Then come with me back to the inn then.
Right, fine.
Right. So, and as you walk in, she sort of says, "So we do a tank of vellum, which is it's a barbarian drink that my bosses have now started to sell. That's 2 shillings. There's a tankard of Andersel, which is triple fermented ale. That's quite a good seller. There's a tankard of Ertel, which is triple fermented red ale. There's a tankard of Duke's Relief. That's a simple stut. That's palatable. And there's the hack tray, which is a tray of cheese and meats.
That sounds.
That's
That's
basically the fare of the inn.
3 hack trays and I guess whatever people are drinking, right?
I don't want to drink the Duke's Relief. I'm sorry. That doesn't sound like anything I want to be
5
drinking.
hack trays. What am I thinking? What am I
Well,
thinking? There's not 3 rooms. It confused me.
that's 3 shillings a piece.
Okay. And there's 1,000 shillings in 1 thaler or something, right?
I fucking wish given an arrow is a tailor. Yeah, I'd like that. No, an arrow is a shilling, rather. No, an arrow is a shilling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We'll have to
This
mind
is
that.
how I work out my currency. So a pint of beer is 2 shillings. 2 arrows, rather.
The other thing to note is at nights it can get a bit rough around here. Mind you, it's rough everywhere in the town, especially at night. But we have an ogre on the door called Brute. If you just introduce yourselves to him when you see him and just tell him that you're guests, then everything will be fine.
Thank you.
Is that how you
No. Right, I'll get the food in.
The bar blokey. You're taking the room then. The rooms.
Yes.
All right.
Cool. Okay, I'll get the food sorted for you. Did you want drinks brought over?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
What would you like?
I will have the triple filtered red ale, please.
Triple filtered red. That's 5 shillings.
Right, you hope. I'll make it last. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
Arrows of beer. Goodness me.
let's have a cheap drink like water.
Just some stuff for me, please. Thank you.
1 shilling.
All right.
I'll have the same.
1
I'm
shilling.
drinking anything called Duke's Relief.
Yeah, 1 shilling will do.
Everyone's on the stuff apart from Nick, who's on the expensive stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell you what though, Nick, very nice. You probably wouldn't want more than 1 tankard.
No, well, that's fine. I'm not a big drinking person anyway, so I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy this. And yeah.
So yeah, the kind of people in this bar, they kind of seem to be like adventurers, stroke treasure hunters, that kind of feel. You know, that they all look like they know what they should be doing, that they're all sitting here doing what you're doing. Drinking.
Were you expecting to lose the Sunstone that quick, Vandro?
Wasn't mine. It was never mine to lose.
No, I guess not. But are we absolutely sure it was his to take? I mean, we weren't in any position to argue, but
Yeah, do. Yeah.
I mean, he's Master Cornelio. He's the head, pretty much the head of the Ordo Magica.
okay.
Arguing with him would have been probably not good for my long-term career prospects.
No, fair enough. I'm not saying
it cost us a free ticket to here, this city,
Yeah.
didn't we?
We are here. If we didn't have that, well,
Yeah, but that was thanks to that nice guy who sent us here and died doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, but he sent us because of the sunstone, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a price worth paying.
Well, for us, not really. Maybe for I don't know.
Shite. Anyway, what does it do? A little bit of warmth for your hands.
Yeah, no, I must admit, I wasn't overawed with it.
Could have done-
It's
it
the
could have done-
sunstone.
A lot of these artifacts, these things with power, a lot of them you have to connect to. You have to bind your soul to them in some way, which magical practitioners can do more easily than other people. But once you are bound to it, it creates a link between you and it, and then someone else can't use it for other things unless they break the bond, like you die or there is a ritual performed. So it could have done a great deal if I'd have chosen to bind to it, but then it would have been difficult for me to hand it over.
But would have made you more important.
Well, even more important he is now.
And that is hard to imagine.
That's one way to look at it. Or if the only way for me to hand it over is to die, then it would make me significantly less important.
Well, important briefly, but then unimportant.
It was your gift, wasn't it? It was a gift to you. It was your task.
It was, yes. It was. Bartolom died fighting the abomination, so I carried on his task for him. And now it's done.
Well, to be honest, you did a better job than Bartolom, didn't you? Because he was a donut, wasn't he? I mean, you know, you don't speak ill of the dead and all that, but he was a donut. I mean, it stolen off him.
Arguably.
And then he managed to get himself killed.
But he didn't have friends like I do.
There you go.
Food is good.
We clearly can't afford to stay here for ages, can we? I mean, I know that some of us have got more money than others. He looks pointedly gad.
To earn some money. How do
Yes.
we earn money?
But we'll have to do something, won't we? Because
You do have to earn money, yes. That is the thing now.
I mean, I came here, obviously, with you, but I'm not necessarily thinking this is my home, unless I find productivity here. I'm here for the week and then see what happens. But
I could definitely do with a couple of good nights sleeping and resting. I am still badly hurt. And you will notice, although I'm not necessarily doing it 100% of the time, you notice his breathing is definitely, there's a wheeze to him.
so there's things that we can buy here, there's information we can find, there's preparation, we can travel, we can
Hopefully once I've
understand what we've got.
once I've been writing this report for the Ordo Magica, hopefully they'll at least give me some guidance as to what to do next. These people seem to make a living. They seem as rough and ready as we do. Well, I say we.
What people? The innkeeper?
The other people on other tables who look like
Oh.
adventure types.
So we opening in. That's great.
It's a place that thrives on people getting up to shenanigans.
All right, so
It will be interesting. The truth is that we have had by necessity to be together and we know each other a little bit and we've had to travel and stuff. And suddenly now we're in a home for 5 days. Will we kill each other just by the sheer of being in an proximity where we are?
well, let's see. So
will we stay together?
the week passes, so that gives you time for you to write your report, for you all to heal up, and for you to go shopping, and for you to learn your new skills, etc., etc. So that's how we've done that in that space of that week. What have you learned about Thistle Hold in that time? It's lively. It really is a lively place. Come the evenings and sort of chucking out time, there are fights. And there are a lot of fights. A lot of fights happen.
Stop it, Marvello. You really got to stop doing that.
A lot
He
of the
called me
time.
this.
There is a lot of fighting going on a lot of the time. The guards are, and there are a good number of them, they are well equipped and they are fairly well disciplined as well. But they don't rush straight in. If a fight goes on, they'll just stand and watch it for a bit. If people start pulling weapons or it starts getting a little bit out of hand, then they jump in. You don't hear of what happens to people that they do get hold of because you haven't seen a jail or anything like that on your little wanderings around. But you do know that there are two punishments. There are only two punishments in this town. You're executed or you're sent out. You lose everything and you are just kicked out of town, never to come back. Those are the only two that you've heard of.
Banishment or death, or
Banishment or death, yeah. It's a
quick death or a slow death then.
pretty much. Well, there's a couple of towns and they're not that far away, so just walk quickly if you can get barred. There's an area around the northern gate, which is obviously a market area, and it's fairly quiet during most of the week you're here. But then literally on like one of the last last days of your first week, people suddenly start setting up stalls in a hurry.
Yeah.
And like, what the fuck's going on here? Oh yes, yeah. One of the old expeditions is coming back. They've been gone a month. They've been a month in the woods. There's no telling what they're bringing back. And people are rushing around like idiots, setting up all these stalls with nothing on, but they're ready to get the goods from the people that are coming back from the forest. And all of a sudden there's a bell ringing and everyone rushes to the gate as the guards open it. And one man, 200 yards away where the wood starts, one man comes sort of staggering out, slowly makes his way. He gets about 100 yards and all these merchants that have been cluttering around go, oh, and start packing up all their stalls. And this one guy just sort of carries on, slumps onto his knees just on the threshold of the gate, and then tries to get himself back up, and then just falls face first into the ground, into the mud. And the guards sort of drag him off to one side so they can close the gates. And then everyone just ignores him.
I'm going to go over there.
I'm going to go practice.
It's a roll, isn't it, Nick?
It is.
Oh.
And it's corruption, isn't it?
It's a point of temporary corruption. You're right.
Your dog's going to go mad.
Yeah, the dog's like,
My dog point got sniffy on 1 point of temporary corruption. It would have chewed Parker's leg off a long time ago.
I'm right. I'm right.
Well, I made it at -5.
yeah. There's speckles of black, but it's only speckles.
Only
You're like,
speckles. Okay, I thought it'd be worse than that.
the-
I'll do it with the dog. I'll get the dog, there as well. I'm going to back up myself all the while because I'm only learning and I might get it wrong. And then I don't want to go, oh, corrupt, bam, oh shit.
the dog wanders over, sniffs him, pisses on him, and then just walks off.
I think your dog's getting a little bit of a kick if he starts pissing on him. Not a big kick, but just like a nudge with the foot.
And then it just goes
There you
off.
go.
It just wanders off. Pissed on the bloke, had a bit of a kick up the arse from Marvello, and wanders off.
Hello there.
I'm picking up the man and telling him you look like you need a drink and some food, and I'm going to walk him to our tavern.
He's dead, isn't he?
Is he dead?
Not quite, but he's not looking
No.
good.
I thought he's dead and you just picked him up.
Has he got any obvious wounds or anything, or is he more
Yeah,
exhausted?
he's got an arrow that's broken against
Oh.
under his collarbone, but he's only got a stump of it left.
Right.
And he's got a pretty nasty bite mark kind of thing around his lower back area.
All right, let's lean him up against somewhere before we take him to the pub, and I'll get one of my herbal cures out, and then see what I can do to help him. I am rolling that. One is good, isn't it? One's a crit on this, isn't it?
Yes, very good.
Oh, I was like, oh no, I rolled a 1. Oh no, I accidentally killed him. Oh no, the other way round. Woohoo! So D6 plus, I guess, another D6 if you roll crits.
I don't care. Probably not, but I'll let you take it.
6 and then so 8 points stat, 8 healed total.
Yeah, slap your healing balms on him and
Tie him up. Try and
whoa, you tied me up, oh no. And after like half an hour of him being a bit wheezy and wobbly, he's like, oh, thank you. I was not expecting that.
well, you clearly survived a great deal, and I think perhaps maybe you need to survive a few more days yet. And I'll gently pat him on the back. We're staying at the what's it called, Brew?
Brew. Yeah, I'm not walking all the way to the Brew. I'm at the we're at the Northern Gate. I'm not walking all the way to Brew.
If you know somewhere closer, I don't know if you know this town well. I assume you do. We are.
Yeah, I know it.
Bearings.
I know it.
Good to meet you, by the way. My name's Vandro.
Arbison.
My fellow.
Come, buy you a drink at least. I might just have some money left. And he takes you to, where's he gonna go? Gonna take you to the salons of Symbaroum. It's number 6 on the map. It's literally where he fell through the gate. It's just there. Yeah, it's an okay place. Fairly big, lots of people, the usual kind of thing. He comes stomping in, a couple of people sort of, I heard you were dead. No, not quite. Wasn't very successful then, was it? Well, no, it obviously wasn't, was it? Bloody idiots. 3 stories, blah, blah, blah. Eat, drink, and gamble. Oh, it's a nice place then. Get a table. And he goes up to the bar, has a few words, and then the words get a bit heated. And then they get a bit more heated, and he basically puts his hands in his pockets and slams down a couple of coins on the counter. And the barman's like, go sit with your new friends and I'll bring something over. Comes waddling back to you lot, sits down. And after a while, the barman brings over 5 tankards of bog standard stoop.
As long as it's not called Duke's Relief. Anybody's relief, to be honest. It doesn't have to be Duke.
He places he just sort of doesn't really place them. He sort of more like dumps them on the table so they slosh a bit. And he just leans forward, looks this bloke straight in the face and says, when you finished your drink, get out.
Oh, I don't like him then.
Oh, well, thank you for saying.
I thought someone that had survived the forest might be a little more popular.
If only it worked like that. If I'd have brought something out of worth, then maybe. But the whole expedition died.
How does it all work? You just rustle up a team and you all go out, or do you have to?
There's a look of complete shock on his face. He's like, what?
I don't know. We're new here.
We are new here.
Ah, no, you need a license to be able to go into the forest. If you don't, the Queen's Rangers will hunt you down if you're out there without a license. And we mostly had a license. So some of us were taken down by the Queen's Rangers, but then you need to know, you need to do research. You need to know where you kind of want to look for stuff. You can't just wander into the wood. It doesn't work like that because it's so big. And we thought we were on a good tip. We were told that, you know, this area where we're going to is an old palace or something. And we're like, right. So we got the team together, plotted it on the maps and everything, and off we went. It's a lie. We got conned. Person that sold us the map sold us to death, basically.
Oh.
You can't trust anyone, really.
So
Not when it comes to
what
that.
did you find?
Huh?
What did you find?
Nothing.
How did you get to it?
We forest. If there are elves, abominations, beasts, all sorts of horrors in that in there. But the risks can be worth it. I've seen some people come out with a few artifacts, and the merchants at the gates will snatch up these artifacts for ludicrous amounts of money, and those people are set to live like kings for a few weeks. But it's the risk, because there are all sorts of abominations and things in there. But of course, if you hit the big one, if you find Symbaroum itself, the old and original city, those are dreams of all of us treasure hunters. Those are, to find Symbaroum itself. Oh, of course, there's the barbarian tribes as well. And they all infest the. There's 12 tribes. Of course, then you've got the light part of the forest, and there's the dark parts of the forest. And
there's some easy parts of the forest.
Where would the adventure be if it was easy?
No, but what sort of numbers are we talking? Because there was only a gallant of 4 of us, 1 dog and a little girl.
Well, I mean, we went in with 25 people.
25 people.
But a lot of them were going to be carrying all the goods out. So we thought.
Yeah.
But you go in with that many people, you get noticed.
Yes. A smaller group of specialists moving quieter and more direct could achieve something.
But again, it depends on where you're going and what you're going to do.
Yeah. See, we normally...
I could open those gates and I can just point to that forest and go, there you go.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go traipsing in there.
No.
Especially...
There must be the Auto Magica, I know, would definitely, they must know certain things. I mean, there must be people who go in purely to learn and maybe create maps or find out.
We saw those adventurers in the Auto Magica libraries and that, and they were researching in there, weren't they?
Yeah.
So that's obviously what people do.
The mages don't mind helping out. They help you out for a fee, obviously. But the main thing is to get your license sorted, or else it's not worth it. And it's not worth it. It's not worth going in there without a license. Really isn't. And the only reason they do it like that is to try and keep the elves quiet. Because if we all suddenly went stomping around in there, the elves would go ballistic and they would tear us all to pieces. But with the license, you're kind of restricting the numbers of people that are going in there and treasure hunting.
Yeah.
Does the license protect us from the elves?
No. Nothing protects from the elves. We're not meant to be in there, as far as they're concerned.
How much is the license?
Now that depends on several factors. That does, my friend.
A cheap away day one.
Hmm.
A what?
Big
Cheap
budget.
way. There's no cheap budget.
An off-peak return.
Use it to go in and come out quickly. Right. So there's first you need to know your number of people, whether it's what you're going to be doing. So for example, 2 to 5 people.
That's us.
For a month is 10 talia. 50 for a year.
Oh God.
And then that's not including the add-ons. So if you're gathering, harvesting, exploring, that's extra money. If you're taking wagons, that's extra. My personal favorite is if you're incompetent. They whack more money on.
Oh, that's not good.
No, because that goes somewhere between 5 and 15 talia.
Well, depending on how incompetent you are.
Depending on how incompetent the people think you are who are issuing the licenses. You turn up when you're like a bunch of spod heads, they'll be like, oh, really?
Ooh.
And of course, there's your intentions. That can rate anywhere between 5 and 50 talia.
So I'm seeing a slight flaw in this.
Yeah.
To get money, we have to go in there and find things and explore and get artifacts. But unfortunately, we need money to be able to get the money, to be able to do the thing, to get the money.
Well, people don't just turn up at Thistle Hold with no money. They come here because they know they want the adventure, the stories to tell their families of the Dracovar forest. And so
Caravan go to somewhere else.
Yeah, hang on. Can't we just sign in with someone else who's got the money and the know-how, but hasn't got the muscle to go and do it? There must always be someone that knows something.
If you can find people that are putting together an expedition, you can. There are other ways of making money, though.
We're all ears.
Well, there's the merchants at the gates. They might be willing to fork out for a license for you.
Why?
I suppose they would fund your exposition, wouldn't they? They get first refusal or first whatever. They get the pick of the litter.
That's the one. Let's get down to the merchants at the gates then.
Would you be willing to go out again? We could probably do with someone who's experienced in such things.
A guide.
Well, if you want a guide, I can point you in the right direction of people that you can possibly hire to help you. I'm not going back out there yet.
Don't blame you.
Well, I saw things out there that are going to keep me awake at night.
Yes.
I lost friends out there. And of course, if you are going to go out there, you make sure you research what you're doing. Don't just walk blindly out there. I've seen groups do it before. It's horrible. You probably want to speak to the old tutor, Master Vernon. He might be able to help you out.
Where do we find him then?
In the town.
We're looking for Master Vernon in a place called the Town.
No, in the town. Oh, yeah. You really think you should be allowed out into the forest?
But we're just practicing for our incompetency test.
Yeah, the incompetence search.
You'll get the maximum. You'll be find the maximum for that, I'm afraid. Of course, if you go to Mother Mahira, she might be able to put you on her books if she thinks you're good enough. She runs an agency of peoples with skills, and people go to her if they want someone to help them out.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Failing, she's at, where is she? She's number 33 on the map, which is just south of the Antique Plaza. where is? We'll put him. Oh, he's up there somewhere, isn't he? Do. Yep. The academy. Yeah. The academy is where you want to go.
Okay.
That is not even on the bloody thing. Good God. So it's going to be somewhere up there-ish. So it's going to be, you'll probably find it up by Blackbrew, which is another inn. He teaches from a building near there. He's got the academy's there, near there. I don't know why they call it an academy. It's just him teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us. It's been most helpful. You're kind of more open than a lot of the people around here. They seem a bit keep themselves to themselves, as it were.
Nah, once people have had a drink and they've loosened up a bit, you've seen what it's like at night, surely.
Yeah, but that's perhaps a little more rowdy than I would be used to.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, people aren't going to want to talk business because they might be giving away where their next expedition's going or where decent artifacts are, and they don't want people overhearing it and going, right, well, our expedition's ready to go. We might as well go now and try to get there.
Is there any group or people or persons we should be wary of, trust, don't trust? They might have a silver tongue, but will betray you as soon as you can, or what?
There's a few people that are a little bit, you don't really want to work with them. But all in all, if you can get an expedition together, then you get an expedition together and you go. But, you know, they say that Father Savola, they say he's a heretic. There's one of the town's watchmen, a guy called Pelio. He's pretty good for sort of information. But yeah, if you ever come across Serex Atio, ignore him like the plague. He's a fucking nutter. He's a great strategist. He's a brilliant fighter, but he is temperamental. I mean, I remember I saw him one week. I was staying at one of the other inns, and he was here, and we found out that I think that one of the Queen's sisters was staying in the Ladle, and she wanted to get an expedition together to go to Carvosti, the barbarian encampment, and they went to Mother Mera to get some people, and she recommended so many people, blah 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 blah, and he was not on the list. He smashed the shit out of the pub, trashed it, just because he wasn't allowed to go. He's not a good one. He's not a good one.
Yeah, I think that would potentially be an issue, having such a hothead alongside. I mean, we wouldn't want anyone to charge off anything like that and get out of sorts when we're trying to be.
Oh yeah, you don't want rash people in Drakova.
No, you want level-headed people like us.
Yeah, level-headed people. Yeah.
Level-headed.
Don't want anyone who's impulsive or anything like that.
No impulsive people.
No.
Anyway, that barman's giving me the filthy, so better get out of here, I suppose.
Right.
We're going to wait a bit and we're going to have a chat, Straw. We're going to.
The thing that occurs to me when this guy's gone, right? Okay, so we need to spend shitloads of money on having a license, right?
Yeah.
I'll see you all later. And again, thank you.
Yeah,
for
sorry.
helping me.
No problem.
Well,
So
Be around somewhere.
a quiet conversation. When these rangers come up to us in the forest and say, "Halt, we need to check your license," are they also going to check our ID? Because you think they would, wouldn't they?
maybe
We
can't
need
get
our
them.
ID to get our license.
So I'm thinking that giving us out hung for a whatever, you know.
But then if we're working on behalf of someone else, like a merchant or whoever this woman was,
Or something like that, yeah.
then maybe we won't need to worry about that because that's all sorted by her. Surely that's why she then gets the cream of the crop, as it were.
I just would have thought that if you're in the forest and you're sneaking about, trying to avoid elves and abominations, etc., surely you also try to avoid the Queen's Rangers. Put them on your list of things not to be encountered, and if encountered, to be run away from or killed, depending on how heavily outnumbered you are or not.
Yes.
Theoretically, but
Start killing the Queen's Rangers. Oh, that's going to get fun, isn't it?
Well, we know someone else who's been doing it at great expense, and he didn't have any problems.
But he's a witch hunter. He can do his damn well pleases.
Yeah, you can fill the blanks in later. It was a witch hunter did it, and he ran away, my lord.
We need a small bit of cash to make more cash, don't we? We need to find a job that we can tag ourselves onto.
Yeah.
Do whatever we need to do, get the experience of doing it, and then go, right, let's do it ourselves.
exactly. So where do we go?
Just out of interest, as a brief aside, now that we've had this week of doing stuff, did anyone buy anything cool that we might see? Like, has anyone got a new weapon? Like, for example, I've now got some proper Ordo Magica robes that are warded, that are kind of fitted to me, like proper armor, proper light armor that I can move around in and stuff.
More arrows.
You will notice that my Ordo Magica medallion, I kind of have been waving at people to let me into places and stuff like that, has changed slightly. The patterns on it have become more complex and more interesting.
Would we notice?
We wouldn't notice that at all.
Do I just not care what you're wearing?
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't noticed any of that. Your robes are slightly different.
Look at my amulet. Look at it.
Look what I've got.
Whatever.
Has anyone else got anything cool? Has anyone got like new armor or a new weapon or anything?
I've got some more arrows.
I bought a two-handed sword. It's not cool. It's not a plaything. It's not a show-off. It's just a two-handed sword.
Yeah, but it's something he would notice because you've gone from sword and shield to suddenly have this fucking great big sword on your back.
Oh, I see you've got a two-handed sword. Did you see my badge? Did you see what I bought? Have you seen my robes?
Look at my pants. Look at my pants.
Have you still got your shield and sword?
What, to the bottom?
I don't know. How desperate are we for cash?
I'm not part of my shield and sword anyway. It's all right. They're not for sale. I've still got them. I'm desperate for cash.
Don't forget, Steve, to part with his items. We know how that goes.
Yeah, we do know how that goes.
John wants my shield again. Fuck off.
Still happening again. Oh.
Flashbacks.
4 dents.
It's my fucking shield. Piss off.
Go away.
Right, so we've got little Yarny at the moment, haven't we? So she did get some pole arm training with me.
She is also now officially my apprentice.
Yeah, you keep your hands off his apprentice. There's going to be a scrap here between these two. You can see it.
No. Look, the way I look at it, she's a little girl, and if there's 4 of us, we have to treat her like a member of our team. If not, she won't survive. We can't just rely on Vando to. This is.
What the fuck happened to Marvello? Who's taking Marvello away?
Yes.
Where's Marvello gone?
Why? What?
What? You fucking never bothered about any other members of your team before. Now you worry about her. It's like fucking hell.
Every time one of you has fallen over, I have stood over you and protected you, even though I should be attacking other people.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I have.
No, I don't. To be honest,
When the knight fell down,
you've been over there somewhere.
When the knight fell down, I stood over his body until we found help for him.
Well, no, that's good. If he ever
when
does,
Vando fell down, I did the same.
No, you fucking didn't. Because
Yes,
you
I
were
did.
fucking half a mile away over there, which is why you fell over, because he was getting murdered, because you were over there somewhere.
When the trolls
put him off. If he goes to do something rash, one of you two fall over.
Okay, but
we'll have to come back.
I have.
Oh, Major's fallen over again.
Might be a small protective streak, but I have got a small protective streak.
I was going to say, but you've got a really big fucking running off into combat streak and a tiny protective streak. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
I can go into combat if there's nobody else getting really hurt. I mean,
Yeah, but there isn't on the first round. It's just about 3 rounds into combat when you're all having a whaley time half a mile over there and the rest of us are getting murdered. It's like, oh.
Unfortunately, I never see you
Well, that's not
in
actually
combat. Ever. Ever.
Don't worry, I'll
Never.
scream next time I fall over.
Right.
Anyway, we have got the money thing, haven't we? Because I mean, I've got a few. I have got by now. I've probably spent another tailor, so I've got about 7 or 8 tailors, right? So,
Yeah, I'm penniless.
well, I haven't really bought anything.
Oh, but you want to buy some crossbow bolts?
I've got
Buy some crossbow bolts.
Yeah,
What the fuck am I going to do a crossbow bolt with a bow, you prick?
No, I'm just saying crossbow bolts. Crossbow bolts. Get your crossbow bolts here. I am new. I don't know.
We
Yeah.
clearly need about 50 tailors or something, don't we?
We need a job quickly.
We do need about 50 tailors.
Straw. Sorry, as a brief thing. That grub in that jar that I had, that I took out of the goblin's throat. Can I try and get that identified at the Ordo Magica? Someone
Yes.
will know what something, right?
Cost?
Oh, fuck me. I'm a member of the Ordo
I don't
Magica.
imagine they do it in kind.
Yeah, because you're a member, they will do it, but they'll charge you slightly cheaper.
Oh,
How do they know he's a member? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to get a big badge, aren't I? I can wear it.
You have read the Pratchett books, haven't you, Parker? Rincewind, who has to wear his hat says he's a wizard because otherwise people wouldn't believe he's a wizard, and it's
Oh.
you.
Hello. I'm a wizard.
5 shillings, Pargate.
Wow.
I'll get it done later.
5 arrows for anybody's mind.
So if we decided to sell weapons, is it half price that we're selling them at, or? Wow.
Let's go and have a chat with his mother Margalis, or whatever her name was, Miriam Margoyles. I can't remember it, something like that.
They're going to struggle to get 50. I could probably contribute quite a bit, but not match 50. If you've got what, about 5 that spare? You said about 7, but you really need about 5,
yeah.
really.
I've got 7.
What about you, Vando?
You know when Straw just said that'll cost you 5 shillings, I was like, I'll get it done later.
So hang on.
I'll get it done later.
Hang on. You just bought a brand spanking posh wizard's coat when you could have sacrificed that to make sure we were all contributing
Everyone
equally.
complains about me getting shot and being wounded and falling over. This is going to prevent that from happening. This isn't something that I bought on a whim. This is a part of who I am as a wizard. I mean, you need.
Why did you get a
armor
red
and
one then?
You need armor and weapons to fight, right? Maybe you should sacrifice those for some.
No, he used armor and weapons to fight. That's like you said, he needs armor and weapons to fight. You did all right without robes before, or without armored robes. It doesn't matter anyway. You spend. I don't mind what you spend your money on. You know, Gad's gone and bought himself a new sword. Well, I'm not to say he shouldn't have spent his money on his new sword. If he wants to spend his money on his new sword, he can spend his money on his new sword. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, the fact
But Vandro's not allowed to buy some new clothes.
to be honest, it's nice that Vandro's got new clothes. And if anybody was ever in any doubt that he was a wizard, now they don't need to be. So that's good as well, I suppose.
Did Yanni get clothes?
She will have got some kind of apprentice.
Was she still looking ragged out?
She's
She's
she'll have
got some
she's got some
newer stuff. But
apprentice robes,
yeah.
which are like kiddie versions.
Because that would just bore my butt. I'll tell you. You posh new coat and you still got the Yanni in her rags. That would just get me. I tell you.
There's going to be some sort of war about the girl when she hits about 9, isn't there?
We'll have to get you your own little apprentice. We'll get Marvello. There you go. Stop arguing about it.
Let's just go roam the streets, see if we can find any small children and just kidnap them and give them more Marvello.
No. She's just got 2 father figures. That's all.
Oh, we're double dadding. I love
I've
it.
got a
Daddy.
dog, and you two have got a little girl. How nice, Steve. What's your sidekick going to be?
Yeah.
Two-handed sword. He's put a couple of googly eyes on it.
Yeah, my sword's got little wiggly eyes on it. Yeah.
Someone to carry all his weapons for him.
That's it. Yeah, you need a
I
squire.
will need a
You
squire.
can have a donkey. You can have a donkey.
We don't need another donkey in the party.
A talking one.
Ooh.
I think if we put all our resources together, we probably make about 40 frogs. So we're not even close, are we?
Marvello,
go
don't
see
pool
someone.
all our resources, because it's just quickly turned out that those two have got nothing and I've got 7, which means if we've got 40 between us, if I were you, I would keep your resources, because you're clearly the only one who's actually got any money.
You're like
Well, it's
me.
not money. It's if I sold some stuff. That's the
No.
thing.
But it depends, you know, you can get a month-long thing.
Yeah, but
That's
you
only-
said 10,
They haven't
10
got-
plus.
Yeah, well, it's 10 just for the basic thing. But then, you know, if you're going, it depends what you're going in to do.
Not steal, explore and find and
Well, exploring will cost 5 talia per person.
per person.
Let's go and talk to Mother Margoyles.
Let's go and speak to people.
Get a fucking name right.
I don't write things down. I saw Parker. What's her name?
Mother Mahira.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that'll do. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might finance us, or she might finance us.
And also, I want to point this out. When we've been here a week now, right? So we've all done our things. We've spent a bunch of money, and now we've suddenly found out that wow, you can't just wander into the woods and get stuff. It's going to cost you fat stacks to buy a license. So I didn't go, this license is going to be expensive, but I want me some new threads. It was like, hey, you know.
Yeah, that's the way we see it. Sorry.
Well, you're wrong.
Very irresponsible.
Yes.
He's bought himself some armor. What is wrong with you bitches?
He's a fucking wizard. He's not supposed to have armor.
Yeah.
I literally am. This is literally the only armor a wizard can wear.
He's relying on the might of the warriors to keep him safe. Oh yeah, I remember.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you should be back getting armor as well, Nick.
I can't afford any.
No, you have to buy arrows. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. No.
Okay, Mother Mahira.
Mother Mahira.
Fuck you, Nick. I'm going to keep thinking of Miriam Margulies now. You can't get out of my head.
I know I am as well. I know what this woman looks like.
Yeah.
Well, she's a funny little bugger. She is.
She is.
She's got
Funny.
Curly hair.
no left arm, no right eye, and her breathing is very, very wheezy a lot of the time. Which obviously I am not going to fucking do because no. So, you lot want to sign up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll need to know your names, what you are, what you can do, and then I will assign a value to that. I will then put you onto the books. And if anyone wants someone with those skills, I can get in contact with you.
Have you got something pending? Like immediate?
No.
No. How long is it going to take, do you think?
Depends on who's putting an expedition together and what your certain skill set is. They might want a certain skill set, and if you haven't got a certain skill set, then I won't be contacting you.
Part of the skill set, and before you get into the details individually, is the fact together we've been fighting abominations from the very first part of our journey to here many, many times. And as a team, we're very good at that.
Although not literally. We certainly don't compliment each other in that sense, but we do compliment each other in the other sense, in that we work well together.
And we have a wizard.
And we have a wizard, the best thing.
Hello. Hi.
That's the guy in the robes that says wizard on it.
Yes, I never guessed, she said.
But you're also forgetting the fact that you have literally no proof of any of what you've just said.
Look, he's got it written all over him. He clearly is a wizard.
It's true. Yeah, it does say wizard.
I meant the abomination part, you fools.
Look in our eyes, we're telling you the truth. We don't lie. What's the point of lying?
This is Thistle Hold.
We've killed abominations. It's the
Thistle
nearest.
Hold is built on lies.
Oh, maybe
Well,
we won't fit in.
We're not the right place to be, then, are we here?
No, we're probably not.
If you're adventurers, this is the best place to be.
Yeah, this is a great
We're
place.
honest adventurers.
Are we?
No
I
such
wouldn't say
thing,
we're
my friend.
adventurers.
No such thing.
We're honest.
Semi honest.
We are honest. We're honest. We're all honest, and especially Vandro, who's a wizard. It says so.
It does not say I'm a wizard on his.
I thought we had a T-shirt.
Just in case it forgets.
I'm a part of the Ordo Magica, and all I got was his lousy T-shirt.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Maybe we should try the merchants. They might have something else going. The bloke's up by the gate, he said.
Hmm.
Do you want me to take your details down and put you on the books or not?
Yes,
Yes.
please. Yes, please. Yeah.
But while we're here, yeah, it would be good, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
We're available for weddings, bar mitzvahs, christenings.
Sure, I just got to do something. 2 seconds, all right?
Yep.
Cool. Lost him.
Very well. Takes your names, your class, and your and what your best skill set is. So takes them all those details down.
Mhm.
I'll put them onto file. And if anyone comes, where will I be able to contact you?
We're staying around at the house off the broom.
I know the place. Well, if anything comes up, I will send a runner to you.
Fair enough.
And we'll talk about my fee.
I presume you will deduct from whatever people pay for us.
Mm-hmm.
And how does if we're going through you, how does the licensing work? I assume that's all you or whoever hires us sorts that out.
If you are part of an expedition, then the head of the expedition will sort out the license. But you'll still need to show your papers to be able to be allowed on the expedition.
Okay, lovely. Okay, we'll wait to
What would
hear
happen
from
if
you.
you didn't have any papers?
Shh, we'll wait to hear from you. Thank you very much, madam.
If you haven't got papers, then just simply go to the legislator.
Legislator.
That's
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
in the town, and they can sort you out.
There you go then.
Excellent.
Let's drop by the legislator and see how much that's going to cost.
Mhm.
You go in and we'll wait outside.
I'll go in with you. You shouldn't be shy about it.
Right, you go in. And so, yes, how could we help you?
What happens if you haven't got any papers?
They were lost, burnt.
Ah, well, let's write some new ones for you then, shall we?
But how much will it cost?
Nothing. You're a member of the Queen's Kingdom. You are a member of this new Golden Dawn.
What? No charge at all.
Wow, how nice.
Okay.
Right.
There's the voice from outside.
No, we're piling in now. It's like, get it out of your way. Papers, free papers.
Straight through the window. I'll have one. Right, so there's 5 of you.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Does the dog need papers?
What?
Does he need a dog license?
I don't think the dog does
You
need.
silly man, aren't you? Yes. No, animals don't need papers. Silly person. Right. I'll get these written up and sent to you probably by tomorrow.
Wow.
At some point tomorrow, these papers will be delivered to your address, which I believe is just off of the brew
It's just off of the
house, isn't it? Yes, I know the one. Yes, I will get them sent there for you before sunset tomorrow.
Wow,
Thank you.
it's good to know that the bureaucracy in Thistle Hold is a efficient thing that works really well. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
May Prios shine his light upon you.
And upon you.
Okay, well that walking out that cuts down on our. Oh well, let's just go and look in the forest anyway without any of the paperwork.
Or we'll get a visit tonight,
Yeah.
and it won't be very pleasant.
Got
Long way.
you fucking immigrants. Right then, let's have a bit of this.
Wow,
Now fuck off back over the river.
I was expecting that to be a lot worse than it was.
Like I said, you might still get a visit tonight.
I don't know, if it was a setup, they could have put us in a spare room and said, "Wait there, we'll bring your papers to you." And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, that's right. That's what you would have done, wouldn't you? You said, "Oh yeah, you just need to go sit through there. We've got some refreshments, and yeah, Sergeant Billy Clubb will come and talk to you."
Right, so
It starts lowering down.
you leave there. Where are you going?
What about the merchants at the gate then?
Okay.
No,
Start
no,
heading off through the crowds of people towards the northern gate, and a girl comes running through the crowd,
There you go.
bashes into you, Nick,
Oh, I was going to say Marvello. Nudge him.
falls on her ass and goes, please, please don't let the witch hunter get me. And all of a sudden you can see 4 men coming down the street, witch hunter garbs, walking down the street, pointing at her, leave her. And everyone's going, oh, do you reckon that's the flyer? It can't be the flyer, it's a girl. Yeah, but you can never tell. And she's like,
Okay,
please,
I'm
please don't let her take me.
what's my dog doing? Is the dog, nudge the dog towards the girl?
The dog's eating a bit of rancid fish or a bit of meat or something that's fallen off of the thing.
Child, what's that?
It's just ragging this bit of meat. And they said these 4 guys are stomping forward.
Well, we'll stand in front of them.
Give us the heretic.
Oh,
You'll be
there
labelled
we,
as heretics yourselves.
yeah. Under what authority?
Under the authority of the Black Cloaks.
Yeah.
Step aside. Give us the girl.
Uh-oh, black cloaks.
What evidence have you got?
They draw weapons, and the crowds are like, uh-oh, are backed right off. We need no evidence to show you. Step aside and give us the girl.
She's
And
untainted.
she's physically now crying, holding onto your leg, Nick, crying. Step aside and give us the girl.
Well, it's your choice. If you give us evidence, then we can avoid a fight. That's really the best way. Diplomacy really is an underrated concept. We should embrace it.
Stepping backwards with child and just casually stringing me both.
Because we don't want to fight
Your
you.
insolence is going to get you in a lot of trouble. Do you know
That's-
who we are? We are Black Cloaks. Give us the girl.
We've dealt with black cloaks.
I don't like black cloaks.
At them.
Ah! Okay.
That was
Actually, we've got a wizard.
yeah, yes. Hopefully, we have a wizard.
This armor isn't as good as I thought.
You wanted to test it?
Nick,
Yeah.
Steve,
Not fighting them. Just what do we do afterwards?
John, cry. Parker.
Tom Marvello was very quiet.
I thought you
Yes.
jumped
He was
in
very
like your
quiet.
chance for a girl of your own.
I don't know what's happened to him, mate.
It's just weird. You thought it's a girl of your own. Look, this is one you can have. She might be better than Vandro's girl. You can have competitions. My girl's better than your girl.
This
What is fucking wrong with you, Carlo?
Like a fight to the death. 2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Marvello is thinking we've just done the wrong thing.
No shit, Sherlock.
you could have
Okay.
said something, Marbello.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to you, Marvello? We were expecting you. I mean, the only reason
Marvello
Gad
didn't
started-
do anything.
Gad just started because he thought if he doesn't talk, you'll kill them all by yourself.
Nick, what are you
Marvello
doing?
did not charge.
As he said at them, if they're coming towards us with swords, I'm shooting them.
Okay.
I did say I was stepping back and drawing my bow, so yeah.
Yeah. La 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 la. I'm just checking.
The joys of going first and being the first person to commit the crime.
Yeah, we go, get him!
Okay.
Hold the black bloke.
They've got
We
axes
beat
and
the boat.
shields. So Nick, you're on a +2, mate, to your hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, then roll your damage.
5.
5.
Uh-huh.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Nick done 5. Let me see. Scale mail is 3. That's 2 points through. Thunk. Oh! Okay, then Steve.
Oh, we've got to hit him, haven't we?
Yeah. What are you using, Steve?
I'm normally walking my sword and shield, so that's what I'd have. my one-handed sword. So
Okay, +2, mate.
I will try and hit. Oh, I got him.
Okay.
D10. So hang on. For 9 points of damage. Good start today.
Nice.
I don't like you, black cloaks.
Bosh, that hurt. Okay, John.
I was gonna go and step in between them, but they've all done stuff.
That's because we're quick.
You're
Bummer,
like,
hey?
wait, bull,
Stop! That's what I'm doing.
What the fuck has happened to Marvello?
Has he gone vegan?
I think I'm giving you a corruption point, John.
He has
Why?
gone vegan.
He got all.
Why?
They unmanned him.
That's
My decision making is what I should do in the first 3 seconds, regardless of what that decision is. My decision was not to fight.
You've
I
got
didn't
a coin
charge
that we
in.
don't see
I
you
didn't
flip.
encourage the fight, and my decision is to.
To be fair, he has stuck by his initial.
Yeah.
But we don't see you flip your coin, John. Do you do it discreetly when the rest of us aren't watching? Do you just nutter or sane? Nutter or sane? Unlucky boys?
pendulum. All right, John, you're shouting at everyone to stop. Give me a persuasive roll then. Versus this. So you're on +1.
Well, I'm +2 because I'm privileged, I think, isn't it?
Mhm.
I rolled a 6.
It's good.
So what's your persuasive stat?
I do 8.
8. So 9 is your total. You've rolled 6. Yeah, that's fine. You're like, stop, and they are kind of wavering. So one of them who was going to come fight you is wavering a bit, and the fourth guy is also kind of wavering, but 2 are in combat still. So I'll do the fight against Nick, the fight against Steve, and then it'll be Parker's action. So
Hello.
Nick, you are being hit. No modifier.
Nope. I am ducking out of the way.
And Steve, same for you, mate.
I roll my defense and my shield is in the way.
Clang. Parker.
I am going to try something. I'm going to pull back a little bit away from the melee, not like run away, but just pull back a little bit, make sure Yanni and the other girl are kind of not getting involved in the combat. I'm just going to kind of look at the one that's fighting Nick and kind of just rub this little silver ring that I'm wearing, and I will try and do a thing against his resolute.
Yep.
Is there any
My resolute is
Going to explode.
-1, Parky.
-1?
His head blows up.
Made that by tons. I perform an action on his behalf. He is now under my control. I've cast
Is it
bend.
you perform the action on for him?
Let me double check.
Does he get to be a better swordsman all of a sudden? Because I'm not going to be very happy.
Shut up, you.
I give him an action to do. He is now under my control.
Can I smack his mate?
But it's he only gets 1 action though, doesn't he?
Yeah. I can't make him do 2 things or whatever. So he throws his sword and shield down. If he's got a sword and shield down, he'll throw them down.
Okay, he would drop his axe and start unbuckling the shield.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the bloke that's fighting you, Nick, has gone, drops his axe and starts undoing the strap on his shield. Now you've got to do that every turn, haven't you, Parky?
Yep, every turn.
Did you take your temporary for it?
Yes. And I only take 1 now because I'm a adept at wizard.
Ooh, look at me!
New cloak.
New cloak.
Yes. Haven't we all changed? Well, Steve hasn't changed much.
When he
has
goes up, he's going to wear he's going to get a hat.
Yeah.
Nick, back to you, mate.
I am doing my move action. This guy's dropped his axe anyway, which is good for me. I'm moving back, taking the girl with me because she's sort of holding on to me. So come on back, you, and shoot him again.
So this time you're on no modifier because he's dropped his shield.
Yep, hits.
Okay, damage.
8.
Okay, arrow thuds into him. I have to do that on your turn, don't we, Parky?
Mm-hmm.
Steve?
Oh, this is a tricky one, isn't it? I'll have to hit him.
Okay. Plus
Yeah,
2.
I don't get the feeling this is one of these combats where you stop halfway through and say, guys,
Oh,
might have made a mistake here.
I'll hit him for 10. Bloody hell. I obviously am very angry against black
You
blokes.
are very angry.
Yes.
10.
I hate him.
Yeah.
Okay, he goes down,
Fucking hell.
hits the ground. Still breathing, but he's hit the ground.
I still
John?
believe it's important.
I'm going to go to Vandro, take the girl that way, and then I'm going to draw my weapon.
Can't take the girl out. Oh, the girl who was running away, she is attached to my leg, right?
Oh, is she? Okay.
So
Let's get out of here.
Okay. So are you moving away, John?
No, I'm not going to leave them. I won't leave them. I've drawn my weapon. I've asked them to, let's get out of here. But I won't leave. I won't leave them there.
Okay. Parker.
I have to concentrate. So now
Yeah.
that's my action. Now I have to make a roll against it, which I still make. Gives a -2, right?
What was it? Resolute -1.
-1. Yeah, still make it. He'll just lay down on the floor, arms out, just flat down on the floor.
Okay. The other 2 that when Marvello shouted that were wavering now are sort of retreating. They've got the shields up in front of them and they are pulling back. Nick.
Pick up the little girl and retreat in the other direction now. And I will just call to Gad and say, right, I'm back. I'm out.
Steve.
Yeah, I shield up and I'll also retreat.
Okay. John.
I'll wait till we all start moving, then I'll potentially be the last to leave, or with Steve's character be the last to leave.
We last
Okay.
done nothing else.
Yeah, I'll pull back.
Okay. The guy sort of looks up from and they pull back. You guys get back so far. They get back so far. You then all sort of disappear around the corner. And you two, Gad and Marvello, just before you dip around the corner, you see the 3 guys creep forward, pick up their mate and scuttle back. Just as like 7 guardsmen sort of turn up. And so, what's going on here? And all the crowd like, oh, no, nothing, nothing to see here. Move along, nothing to see here. Thank you.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah, let's be somewhere else.
Okay.
So this little girl, is she better than Parker's little girl?
You're not having another little girl in the group.
Marvello wants one.
And as soon as you're sort of away from that incident, she's like, thank you very much. Can I go now?
Yeah, but I would keep out their way.
Why did they think she was a witch? Why did they think you were a witch?
I don't know. They just suddenly thought I was a witch.
It's a bit strange.
All right then, sorry, I'll spend another bloody corruption point.
You'll have got the other one back. They go away after a scene.
After
So
a scene, yeah.
Okay.
next day or anything.
Unless they're permanent.
No, these are only temporary. Okay, right. Thank you, Parker. I will just step back and have a look at her. Yes, that's okay.
What's the modifier? What does it go against?
It's vigilance. Discreet.
Discreet. Yeah, you can't see anything there.
Nothing bad there. Yeah.
There's maybe a couple of little black speckles, like a tiny little bit of oil on a large lake, that kind of just very tiny amounts, but no one's pure.
No, that's right. Okay, even though you look well.
Thank you. And she
Go in peace.
scampers off.
She's not corrupted anyway.
I didn't think she was, but taking on the black coats in a city that we're new to is not the place to.
Yeah, and we know what the Black Cloaks would have done with her, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we saw black cloaks, they were killing innocent people.
Yeah, that's right. I'm completely with Gad on this one. I used to think the Black Cloaks were a good idea, and now I wouldn't. I don't want anything to do with them.
I don't think that we can take on the black coats on a war.
Yeah, but so what do? You let them kill a little girl in front of you?
No, but I am against abominations and all things evil, and the black coats do try and strive to deal with that as well. So do I try and
But there's
be
probably
angry with them because some of them have poor choices? I'm torn between that and them trying to do the right thing by
Think
facing
about it
evil.
this way. Everyone has the potential to be corrupted. Everyone. So do we just kill everyone because, well, they might be corrupted, or they might be pretending to not be corrupted, or maybe Carlo didn't see anything, maybe they go, oh, well, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. She looked at me funny. So power corrupts, and these bastard black coats are powerful and, well, ultimately corrupt.
Absolutely. But if there was 4 there, then there's more than 4. And I'm just saying that we are not in a position to.
You have to make your stands at some point.
we saved a little girl. We are in a position.
Yeah, you
Right,
have to
yeah,
make
we did.
A good day's work.
But we'd stayed there and fought and fought and fought more than we'd turned up.
Well, no, the guards would have turned up as we found, and then we would have been in a world of trouble, because we've got to remember that. I forgot about the guards. Yeah, if we have a fight, the guards will turn up. So don't have a fight for very long.
If in doubt, everybody's going to do the side of the black guards, aren't they? Or any kind of law enforcement, anything that's vaguely with the government right now.
Maybe, but in this town, they're adventurers.
There's us and them. They're going to lean to that side, aren't they?
No, not the adventurers won't. The townsfolk are mainly adventurers. We're adventurers. I don't think the townsfolk will go all that big on black cloaks killing children.
Maybe they will side with the other side, but we can only do what we do when the time is in front of us, and we have to save a little girl.
Absolutely. But the wizard said, well, if the town needs to be burnt, the town needs to be burnt. It's one of those horrible things. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that we can't save everybody against the black coats.
Bando, you've been trying to burn. What you've been trying to burn down now?
Oh, the witch hunter, I think he means. That town.
Was I? When did Bando say we're going to burn the town down?
No, I didn't think Bando's a nice guy.
No. The witch hunter decided to burn the town down. The wizards said, well, that's their decision. Do you know what I mean? There's things that are out of our control.
Yeah, but that's just crackers. So this witch hunter, he comes to this place and he decides to burn this town down. Does Cornelius then go, oh, well, fuck it. The witch hunter said it's got to happen, so it's got to happen?
We can't rationalize the irrational. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but you've got to follow your conscience, haven't you? I'm just surprised to be having this conversation with you, my brother. That's all. Really, it sounds like me and you have swapped roles.
Anything that's undead, I will charge in and fight them.
We've never even seen any undead yet, but you've always charged in.
It's very weird. Marpello's unmanned.
When we arrived at Prios Pass for the second time, once we got back after rescuing a baby from the massacred bandit groups, we handed that baby over, and now that town is burnt to nothing. I'm so glad that we managed to take Yanni with us, because she'd be dead as well if we handed her over.
You don't think that's connected, do you?
I don't think so, but I'm just saying, like, we can't. Yes, the Black Cloaks, they do what they do, and maybe from their perspective they're right, but we can't just let people go around killing children because they might be something. They couldn't.
Heretical talk, gentlemen. I love it.
Yeah.
Not heretical. It's logical.
Let's face it. I was hoping they would back off. We wouldn't have a fight. I didn't want to kill black blokes. It was a bit dangerous.
They won't. Well, they never will.
Well, no, they might. They can't be stupid if they're outnumbered or something. If they think this is too serious, they're like us. If there was 100 black cloaks there, we'd have had to say, "Oh well."
Yeah.
So maybe they would have been the same. It was only a gamble. I'm not very good at politics and shit. No.
Get me arrows back, which is a bit annoying. Should have gone back. When you got him to lie down on the floor, next time get him to pull the arrows out and pass them back.
He's like, hold on, what happened there?
Yeah, that is true. Did you do that, Vandro?
Oh, the man laying on the floor. Yeah, that was me.
That one.
I thought somebody was obviously doing it, and he obviously wasn't wanting it to happen. And I didn't know if it was you or was someone else. I didn't know if we had another friend out there or somebody just like black.
Spent some time learning under some of the masters at the Auto Magica over the last week.
I think
you're getting more spells.
We need to find a job and get out of it as quick as possible, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We want to get out of town as quick as possible, really, or keep a low profile.
Let's carry on, continue on our way.
We need our papers before we do anything.
You need to be conscious. Who's not conscious? You're not wounded again, are you, man? What happened?
No, I'm all right.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, we need our papers, don't we?
Oh, yeah, the papers tomorrow. Yeah.
They're on their way to us.
Oh, we are cursed to never get our papers.
Let's go talk to the merchants to see where
I am genuinely impressed by the power of that bureaucracy. Just be like, we rock up, we need some papers. Yeah, we'll sort that out for you. Jobs are good and doesn't even cost you.
Because we're 9 days away from the border, aren't we? Is it 9 days away from the border?
Fair whack, yeah.
To be here,
walking, or yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's not like you can get through Prios Pass without your papers, unless it gets mysteriously burnt down by a witch hunter and you manage to fluke it.
Yeah. Oh well.
Then we're going to get our papers as well. Let's go and see whether there's a merchant we can.
Okay, you get to the north gate, and yes, there were lots of little stalls around, but you know, there's inns as well, and you know, with having the odd word in the right ear, eventually someone says, "Oh, I think isn't Lothar thinking of doing something?" Yeah. See that inn just over there, which is, I think it is
number 12 on the map.
12. Where the hell are you?
No,
because you're up by the thingy. You're up near the north gate, so it's probably 6.
Okay.
The Salons of Symbaroum. It's a 3-story building, and it's, yeah, you walk in, the gambling tables as well as normal seating and food, etc. And you were told to come in here and look for a bloke who's wearing a sort of half-cropped red cloak, and you see him over at one of the gambling tables throwing dice.
Okay.
Just realised we don't have a face man, do we? None of us are face man.
well, we all have our technique, but none of it's great.
It's all different, isn't it?
Let's go up to him.
Yes.
We're new here, but we've been tipped off that you'll be venturing out soon, and we think that we're worth considering having along.
Let me just finish this game.
Of course.
Playing Bones, and he does win a stack of cash, which he scoops up and puts into a bulging purse. Let's go drink.
Always a good idea.
Well, if he's paying.
Always hang around by people who just want money, yeah.
Oh no, you are. So what drinks is he gonna get? Oh, let's have a little quick look. Oh, in on that one.
It's the Duke's bile, the Duke's spit, the Duke's...
No,
the Duke's pre-Duke dribbling.
I have the latest cocktail, the beaten black cloak. Doing the rounds.
Doing the rounds, is it? Let's have. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, where's my bleeding price list? It's in this one. Somewhere at the back. There we go. Right. Okay, he orders a load of food.
No. Well, Marvello's not going to be talking to him much then. You want to be hiring us?
He orders a load of food. And
I might have left my spear in the home, but not the spoon.
Hey.
not the spoon. The spoon comes everywhere.
I could just someone brings over a little plate of canapes, all at a time, like, so you just go all in one big warmth.
No, yeah, there's casserole, there's a load of meat pies.
Ooh.
And
pie. Don't ask what meat it is, but just the meat pie is good enough.
And
Yeah.
some tankards of black brew, which is quite potent. Now, what can I do for you?
We're new in town, but we've worked together a fair bit. We've got a fairly varied skill set, and we understand that you're looking at financing an expedition, and we think you should be talking to us.
I'm thinking of putting together an expedition. I personally won't be going in, but I'm thinking of getting some people to go in for me.
Where would be your men then?
Yep.
How many of you are there?
4. 1 dog and a little girl. That's 4 and 1 dog and a little girl.
You're taking a dog and a little girl into the Dracovar forest.
They're both very special.
We're very special.
The Dracovar forest.
Nip hunts abominations.
You think we should leave the dog?
We've been killing abominations for a very long time together.
The Dracovar forest. It's not like the abominations you might have met.
Killed.
Yeah, you don't meet abominations. You kill them.
Dracovar forest.
Perhaps we should just give you our details, and then you can contact us when you're ready, or if you would have any, I don't know, interview questions or anything. I am, as you can see, a wizard. My friends here are fighters of great renown, and Carlo is the greatest hunter I've ever met.
Honestly, you don't get out much, do you?
No, man, you don't get out much, but that's not the point.
So good he doesn't need armor.
Yep.
So
good he can't afford armor.
I stump up the price of the license
Mm-hmm.
with all the extras.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you're going to go? Do you have a destination in mind?
We didn't know whether you were doing that research. If you're not, then we will.
Very well. Then I'll pay for the research as well. What return am I looking at?
That's a good question.
50%.
60.
I'm absolutely crap at bargaining, so I'm not going to take this one up, because otherwise I'll give him 75. I'll be 70.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
60 plus
Plus.
half the cost of the license back.
60 plus half the cost of life.
And
I will do the license for a year.
oh,
Oh,
well, we don't know what we're going to find. Then, what we're going to make.
Then every trip in you do on this pass, we then 50% it.
okay. 60% on the first one, and then 50% on any subsequent ones.
Plus half of the license.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a terrible deal.
I know, but when you're looking at us and we've all got persuasives of about 5, then it sounds like an excellent deal, you know?
Yeah, you're right, yeah. That's very good, that.
Oh.
I will let you think on it. Don't answer now. Think upon it.
Is this where you can find you here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or leave a message behind the bar for me.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Lothar. I'm sure we will have much business to deal with in the future.
Finish your drinks and the food, and he gets up and goes back to the table.
I'll make sure I kind of discreetly wrap up a little meat pie in a napkin, so I've saved that for Yanni for later on.
Do you think has Yanni learnt to write or add yet?
She does know. She already knew how to read and write, so that's good.
We need to get her a little book and a pen so that she starts writing some of this down and record some of the things that we commit to and not commit to, like a little note taker, because this is all a bit.
She's going to be a secretary.
I'm not a scribe. I'm a wizard.
Why doesn't she?
You're not a wizard because you haven't got the fancy robes. You've got to have fancy robes to be a wizard.
Apprentice. You're an apprentice. You will be a wizard soon, but you
It's
are
keeping an eye on our money as well, I think, in a sense, isn't it?
What, an accountant?
She's not a bloody secretary. She's a wizard's apprentice.
I understand, but you know, she's got a skill set some of us haven't, and let's keep a tally.
Bit sexist.
We need
Oh, hello. Bit sexist.
I appreciate it would be useful to have that, but unfortunately, most of Yanni's time and mental energy is committing various rituals and such to
making you tea quite a lot. I've noticed.
She's not really a proper wizard until she learns to fight with the staff, which is what I'm helping her.
What? What's that? The wizards don't need to fight with themselves. Vandro keeps a note of any important things. He's been doing that, and he's the educated one. I'm quite happy for him to do that.
Is he educated? All right. We need to know how much it costs for a year so we understand what we're committing to. Because half of a year sounds a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, clearly, if we're not getting such a good rate the first time and we get a better rate the next 2 times, it does occur to you that if you find a lot, stash some of it. Only bring some out that you get 60%.
Oh yeah, we're really honest adventurers, aren't we?
But he's just trying to do us over. That was 60% plus half the thing. I mean, I am honest, but I don't like being robbed.
I don't know. Maybe we get maybe a job somewhere else.
Putting our lives at risk and, you know, danger and all that. But we can't do it without him. He can't do it without us. So,
but he can do it with someone else. That's the thing, and we probably can't do it with someone else, can we?
We need to know if we cover half a year.
Well, it's only what we bring out. If we don't bring anything out, he doesn't get his percentages of it, and obviously, you know, we can't cover it. So
he said half of it.
Well, we'll have to negotiate that half of it dependent on what we bring out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should be able to cover it over the course of the year.
It could be a terrible deal for all we know. We don't know how much money we're going to find out there, do we?
No, and I mean, if we die, we die. We won't have to pay him back anyway, then, will we?
No idea. No idea.
Yeah. Arbalest came out on his own with nothing, didn't he? 25 men with him. But then he didn't have a proper license. He did say some of his men were killed by the Queen's Guard.
Surely you don't want to go in there with 25 men. I don't get that at all. It's a dangerous.
I suppose the more people you go in there with,
the more likely you are to be noticed.
Yeah, but also, if you think you're going in there for, let's say, a month, then you're going to want people who can, like, you know, set up and take down camp. You know, you want bods who are just there to, you know, carry wagons, people who can carry
and
stuff.
Killed when you get ambushed.
And remember, you are also going to need gear. Dracovar Forest is like the size of England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to need food and stuff.
And shit. I've done a rough workout, and it's going to cost him about 130. Which means we're looking at 75 payback.
75 shillings, that's not too bad, right?
I don't know. No idea.
It means we can't come back with nothing.
Yeah.
We have no idea what we'll find, so we don't know if it's a good deal or bad deal, do we? But
we don't. But it's a deal, and the chances are it's not a particularly good deal, is it? Because why would he give us a good deal when we're all newbies and we're fresh doing it and that? So fair enough. It may well be that it's not a good deal, but on the other hand, it has to work, isn't it? We're going to go in there and we're going to make money. Otherwise, we're going to die. It's easy. Make money or die.
Yeah, well, we need some.
And I'm sure that we can do other, what's the word, back up our finances in other ways. Like if I'm going in there and I'm providing information to the Auto Magica on things we found, on locations and things like that, and adding to their collective knowledge, then I'm sure that will go some way to various things.
No idea. But we shall
see what plants we find as well. Actually, there must be various different grasses. Perhaps I wonder if they've been affected by the corruption in the forest. Must be various mosses and fungi. Yeah, various alchemical things I could create from those.
How are we going to get a tip off of where to go, what to seek?
Both
Well,
I'd say he would do the research if we didn't have to, or if we
he'd
didn't want.
pay for it.
Yeah, well,
So presumably he sort of opens us up an account at the Auto, and then
Yeah.
I've had a brief peruse through some of their books, but I mean, I'm no law master or anything like that. I mean, there will be people who have far greater knowledge than I will have. I mean, I'm hoping that if we spend some time here, I can do some research and work my way through the library a little bit.
The thing is, though, surely, right? People, that's what everybody else does. So they all sit there and they say, "Oh, this report's whatever, a hidden cache in this area. Let's go there."
But we have a wizard. Seriously, these are all adventurers. We have somebody who's actually inside the system.
I think they probably.
As I say, I'm no archivist or law master. I can read the books, but I won't know my way around.
But for years, people have been going in those libraries, reading books, looking for hints and tips of buried treasure, and then have gone in and chased it up. How is that going to help us? That's what I don't really get. I think if we're going in there for a month, we're better off going in there and then working out trails ourselves, hunting ourselves, because I just can't see that all of a sudden you're going to find a treasure map that nobody's seen for the last however many years they've been searching here.
True, but the problem is a lot of the people who have gone in there haven't come out again. So there may well be 5 or 6 different groups who have looked for this one particular treasure and not quite found it because they either killed on the way or.
I suppose, yes, that's possible.
They didn't spend long enough exploring.
Do we need to spend one more week here and we pay for that place for one more week and then we leave at the end of it? And
I think that probably is. We need to be here for a few days, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it looks like we're here for another week at least now, I suppose.
Getting equipment, food.
How much for equipment? Maybe the bloke will give us in advance.
Well, we did have, if you remember, we had basic outdoor kit because we all had outdoor kit, didn't we?
No, but we wouldn't have took it to the tower, did we? We climbed over a wall and we.
What you mean? You weren't carrying your backpack with you?
I can't imagine that we were all camped up and there was a fire at night. We didn't get everything and pack it in our bags and then went across the wall. We just.
Yeah, my bet I'll be right there, I think.
Well, it depends what you had. Obviously, if you I never had a tent or anything, but I had a backpack, and I've still got a backpack. It's over there. That's my kit. It's not a big kit; it's a small kit, but it's a bag, and I take it with me.
I'm not going to say that I have got everything. It wouldn't be fair for me.
Did
I bother to roll up the roll and bedroll while there was a fire and we were going? I didn't.
My everything is pretty slim. My everything is a small backpack.
Well, you're different. You're a hunter who lives.
Yeah,
as you are.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I haven't got. But I've got the basic field equipment, but that's it.
We'll need some kit. Yeah.
Yes, we will need kit. We'll obviously need rations. We need, and we haven't got the money for it. We did have the money for it. Yes, flexible armor would be a good idea, but we haven't got the money.
When you finish the meal, etc., and leave, when you get back to your lodgings, a goblin is sitting on the step, waiting.
Greetings.
Gives you the biggest smile. Goblins got big smiles and lots of pointy teeth. I have a message for you, and holds out an empty palm.
No, can't see anything there.
Give him a coin. Give him a coin.
Coin disappears. Master Vernon, what she wishes to see you.
Ah, that's more like it.
And skulls off.
Master Vernon wants to see us.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, he's the guy who runs the academy.
He's
No
the
idea.
guy who runs the academy.
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay.
I love it. Oh, good. He wants to see us. Is he the master?
Who is
academy?
he?
No, I'm not a Scooby who he is, but someone wants to see us. We're
Exactly.
clearly
No one wants to see us. That's what matters.
Yes, that's it. As long as he wasn't, head of the Black Cloak organisation, Black Cloak Welfare Society.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
I'd like to see you.
Oops.
Okay.
Let's go to Master Vernon's.
Yes. let's
Nice.
go.
The word has got round.
Yeah. Only maritime.
Yes. Our reputation.
You find the places you
See
are.
me walking up thinking they're all that fucking twats. Yeah, I want to go. I want to see them. Come here and so I can look at you. Oh,
Building, tower, all quiet. Knock on the door. Door opens, and as the door opens, this little bell rings. It's a woman. She's very pale looking.
Oh.
Yes. How can I help you?
we were told that Master Vernon wishes to speak with us.
She looks pale.
Is something wrong?
I don't know who you are. I don't know if I should let you in.
Well, a small goblin was sent to give us a message that Master Vernon wished to speak with us. Perhaps you know.
She's sort of slowly trying to close the door.
Foot in the door.
I'm looking around, just keeping an eye around in case there's some sort of trap, all right? So,
Yeah. I have to trust someone. Come in quickly.
Take us to Vernon.
And she sort of opens the door. And once you're all shuffled in, she closes it. Quick, follow me. She leads you up the stairs to the top floor. Stops a wooden door. What you're about to witness is horrifying. I've seen it, but literally just before you turned up. And she just opens the door and steps back.
uh-oh.
What is it? Morris dancers.
God, you're lucky my wife's not here, I tell you. We always have this argument.
Oh, Steve.
Ah,
Corruption, motherfucker.
It's so scary.
how far can we get in?
How many nonny bitches?
All you can see is blood. There is blood everywhere. There's also the skinned body of a man hanging upside down from the ceiling. Its entrails and skin lie below it. One of the windows is open and you can see bloody footprints lead out onto the roof.
The flayer.
Is there anything on the roof outside?
Go over to the window and have a look out.
Let's not disturb the scene before.
Already Gad and Carlo have gone running over to the window.
No, I've gone over. I don't believe in forensic police. I don't think they
Don't disturb the scene. What's he on about?
Yeah,
I'm at the entrance to the door, I
I
think.
don't want some fresh air, to be honest.
Let's check the window just in case he's outside still.
Yanni, stay with me.
Okay, looking out the window, give me a roll.
He rolls of
I rolled a 1. Uno.
Oh,
Yeah,
well done, mate.
you can see there's a footprint on the windowsill and it's going out. And sort of looking, because it's beginning to get dark now, you can just make out, well, there looks like there's a footprint on the roof, on the top of the roof, going that way.
Okay, so they went out here. How wet is the blood?
Tacky.
Oh, you're the tracker and the guy with all the sort of roof running skills.
Yeah, I guess so.
No armor.
Yeah, okay. Right, Nip, you stay there. I will basically start hauling myself out looking for handholds. I'm not an amazing athlete or anything, so I'm not doing anything stupid. If there aren't any handholds, I'm not doing it. All right.
Okay. Right. So that's what you're going to be doing, Nick. What the rest are you doing?
Go around the bottom with blankets.
Shut
You
up.
know, hold a blanket out between you.
I'm looking around to see. Obviously, this happened, but like someone's pulled them up to the ceilings. They must be strong. If there are some footprints, how big are the footprints? Are they like a big man footprint, or are they a little child footprint, or whatever?
A big footprint. It's not a monster-sized footprint. It's just a footprint.
An adult human footprint.
Nick, can you just give me a vigilant test at -5, please?
Maybe. I'll take the XP on that. Fuck it.
Ooh.
Yep, made it.
Okay. You can follow the trail along the rooftop for quite a bit.
Right.
But then it gets to a point where it stops, and then there's a gap between the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just make out a very faint mark over the jump.
Oh, Jesus. Nobody up here to watch me die. I say, what's that sound outside the window in the distance? Did you just hear some guy plummeting off a building?
Yeah, you're sort of looking at the jump and you're like, probably could make it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I could also climb down, go walk up and climb up again, which is a lot safer.
You might lose him now.
You're not there. You're in the building.
I can't
Shut
see
up.
it anyway. Looking ahead, is he going to carry on running on these roofs, or does he look like he hasn't got anywhere? I mean, is he still got places to go if he goes ahead
There's
of me?
plenty of places to go, but it's heading towards Toad Square, which is the square near the northern gate where there's a remains of a giant prehistoric toad bones model.
Oh.
But it looks like possibly heading that
having
way.
a quick, because we haven't actually done a whole lot of roles about this sort of thing. Having a quick snazzy through me character sheet without in any way power gaming. Am I to be slightly concerned about the fact that my strong is crap if I'm thinking about doing a jump across the roofs? Because I can't see any other sort of stat that might be relevant for jumping across roofs.
Well, it could be quick, couldn't it?
It would be under quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick's better than me strong.
I hope it is.
Yeah, most things are better than me strong. Oh, I don't like this.
Right, back to the group in the thing while Carlo decides whether he's going to do a jump or not.
Carlo is umming and ahhing.
Someone make sure that the woman's okay.
Yeah,
find out her name, find out who she is, make sure that she sticks around and we don't get pinned on us. Because that's the last thing.
Why do I do that to you?
Yeah.
Her name is Elizabeth, and she's a junior tutor here.
If Nick's gone, Nick hasn't popped back his head, so I think he's
dead.
He's carrying on. So I'm going to go to wherever there was a window or something. That's where I'm going, and then potentially going to follow him.
Okay, you head over to the window.
I'm looking around and I'm trying to figure out. Well, they must have been really strong if he's tied to the ceiling, and I'm trying to, examine the evidence as best I can, see if there's anything obvious missing. I don't really know. Like, does it look like it was part of a ritual? Does it look like they just did it for gits and shiggles, or what?
Okay, John, you get out on the window. Give me a. What was it? What did I do for you?
Vigilant at -5.
Yeah, vigilant at -5.
5.
Yeah,
That's fine.
eventually you can sort of see a trail and begin to follow it. Parky, can you give me a cunning test, please? As you have Medicus, don't you?
I do have Medicus, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, made it by about 4.
Nice. Okay, Parky. Well, you will be able to find the following information as you're going through it. Nick, you can hear someone coming on along the roof behind you.
Oh, panic.
Turn around and shoot.
I will panic a little bit.
Right, Parky. Vernon, he was strangled before he was skinned. These are things that because you've got medicus.
Been set up, Marvello.
He's got most of the entrails are there, but there's the adrenal gland, the thyroid gland, and the pineal gland are missing.
Which way are we going now?
Well, you see that jump? Do you reckon you could do that? Because I'm not sure. I don't know whether I want to die up here, you see, because I missed that jump and it's quite a bit down there.
It's a good question.
Up.
I won't know until I do it.
All right.
Yeah. Go on then.
3. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
Woo! Other side of the roof.
And Carlo was on your back, right? So
Right.
you've. So he doesn't have to do it.
That was an impressive jump, yeah. Oh, fuck it.
I better give him some space. I won't stand right next to the.
No, don't stand right next to me, will we? Oh, I'm maybe actually spending an experience point again.
Can I help grab him?
Not by the amount I missed that quick boat roll, but I know, mate. Okay, Straw. We may have somewhat of an issue here.
Can I spend an experience point to grab him?
You rolled a 20, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh!
I rolled a 17 the first time, and then I rolled a 20.
So he's gone running.
It's not like an iron railing fence, is there? That you
He's just on the last tile as he's leaped. The tile has just gone from under his feet. And John, give me a quick roll to try and grab him.
What do you want? Quickness?
Yeah.
1. Obviously 1.
He just leans out, grabs him, and somehow, by the luck of Prios, the great sun god, manages to pull you up. But you saw your whole life flash before your eyes there, Nick.
I'm amazed. I am awestruck.
Oh, you can't see it.
No, I am awestruck.
It's magic if I do that.
Thank you, Marvello. That was very good of you. God, I thought I was dead then.
Parky,
Oh,
you know for a
let
fact,
me just catch me breath.
looking at all of this mess, that you know for a fact, because of your medicus skill, that those glands that are missing could have been removed without all of this.
Yeah, that's just to hide it. It's just to make it look worse than it is. Like, oh no, he's been hideously murdered. They'd never think to look for a couple of little glands that have gone missing. Fortunately, I'm more intelligent than that.
Come on, we can't find him without your eyes.
No, okay, yeah. Let me just get me breath back. I'll just stand a moment and breathe, and then we'll start looking.
I'll pat him on the back. Like that always helps.
Yeah, no, I'm gobsmacked.
Sure.
Yo,
Sure. Just to double check. When we met that little girl and we rescued her bravely, like we did from the Black Cloaks, there was mention of a flayer, wasn't there? There was like people were talking. I'm sure I heard you say that, right?
Yep. Okay, Nick, one more vigilant roll, please. -3.
Yep, got it.
Okay, you lose the trail near an alley that leads off into Toad Square.
So whoever it was, came down here and then went down. Let's get down here, Marvello.
There are people everywhere. It's nighttime as well, and there are a lot of people. There's a fight breaking out over there as usual.
Also, Marvello, we need to find that bloody goblin. Who paid him to take us there? Because I can't see it being that master. Because we went there pretty quickly, and that master was done for a while. So somebody wanted us.
Parky and Steve in the room.
They try and do it to help us, or they did it to cause us trouble.
Well, unless Gadaher and Andrew have been arrested.
Did Elizabeth send the goblin?
What goblin?
Oh, okay. The goblin who came and got us? No.
I didn't send them. I didn't send a messenger. I didn't know what to do.
Did Master Vernon have any enemies? Anyone who might want something like this done to him?
how would anyone want this done to them? No, Master Vernon was a wonderful teacher. He was a wonderful man.
Mm.
What are you roofie boys doing?
Well, down in the alleyway now and just looking, because I know we can't find it, but that's what we're doing. We'll look for a fair while, won't we?
Yeah, there are so many tracks.
Is there any drunks, beggars, any itinerants sitting around in corners somewhere?
There are lots of people sitting around, but they're either like off their tits or drunk or passed out.
Right. Okay.
Let's head back, see if we're being followed.
Okay.
I know all that stuff that I found out would take me probably a good amount of time to. I mean, I don't want to be rutting around bodies or anything, but I'll definitely have to do some, invasive work, as it were.
Mm-hmm. What else are you doing then, Parky? You're like, okay, well, I mean, it does take you a while to sort of go through the skin and go, hold on, this is entrails and that. Then there's a gland missing there. Oh, that's not right. There's a gland missing there. He also hasn't got 2 fingers on he's lost 2 fingers off of his left hand. Right. Okay. But eventually there's a knock on the door and Elizabeth goes down and so, what do I do if it's the guard? What if I do if it's the guard?
Why would the guard be here?
I don't know. People come from Master Development all the time because he's intelligent.
Tell him he's indisposed.
Okay.
Why are we keeping this a secret? This is a horrible murder. There's no reason we should be keeping it a secret. The guards should be here to find out exactly what happened, shouldn't they?
We just keep secret naturally. It's just instinct.
She opens the door and it's those 2.
So
What a letdown, eh?
didn't get him then.
No, went across the roof, out some distance, and then went down on the ground into Toad Square.
Yeah, we couldn't find him or her or it.
Yeah.
Can I have another
footprints were
vigilant
big,
roll,
weren't they?
Parker, -5.
Another what roll?
Vigilant
Come
roll.
It was man-sized feet, wasn't it?
-5 did it. I've got a roll of 3.
Awesome.
Eyeballs.
Hair on the floor is brown. And yet that oil painting on the wall that depicts a picture of Vernon has black hair.
Okay.
Closer examination of the skin on the floor, you find an elven ear.
And he was not an elf.
He was not an elf.
So that's odd. Why would they? I mean, unless he was in the fight and he removed the ear from the thing before it killed him. And maybe some hair. I mean, the hair, when you say that there's hair on the floor, you mean like as in there are bits of pulled out hair. There's not like a scalp or anything like that.
Yeah.
And a single ear.
Lumps of hair.
Where's the ear come from? Is it?
Is it recently? What state's the ear in, Vandro? Is it cut off recently or?
Yeah, it looks fresh, right?
It's the same as that, all that flesh that's on the floor. And that flesh
And the
on the
ear.
floor is in strips. It's like,
So
We find it.
this isn't Matey's body then. What?
Might not be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it isn't his body. Without cleaning him, properly cleaning it down and comparing it. I mean, there's not much of a face left. It could be someone else.
Maybe this is what Master, what's his name, did? What does he do? Mage or something?
He's a teacher. Talk to Elizabeth. Was there?
she's obviously outside the room. She can't.
Yeah,
stay.
no. Go and talk to her. What was his schedule? Was there any visitors? Did she hear anyone talking to him? Was there any noises? Anything like that? All the sort of usual nosy questions.
Let me see. He came home after running some errands. He seemed his usual calm self. He tutored a couple of students. And then after they left, he went up to his study, closed the door, which is what he usually did. I heard a bang. I went up there and asked through the door if he was okay. He said there was nothing to worry about. It's just the wind beating against the window. And then it was all silent. And I went up about an hour later with wine and biscuits like I normally do for him. And I found him like that.
Was he?
Vigilant roll, -1.
Yep.
She's hiding something.
That's not your dad, is it, Thomas? That's not your dad.
John, could you take Sandra away from your microphone?
Can you hear that? I'm so sorry.
That's not your dad, is it?
Tell her to stop laughing.
Yeah, that was a funny woman laughing when she's just telling us about our employer was hideously killed.
You're gonna need to press her.
Yeah. Elizabeth, you do need to tell us everything, because the guard, I mean, you may actually get suspected for this and you may get interrogated in a fairly brutal way. So, you know.
I couldn't have done that. I couldn't lift him like that.
Yeah, but you're not telling me everything.
That's what they all say.
There was an elf here.
He's still here.
I don't know the elf's name. She came before the bang.
Was the elf about the same height as the master?
It's an elf. Scum. I don't know. He's had dealings with them before. He's part of their cult or something.
Now I'm looking. Now I know that there was an elf here. Does it look? Are there obvious differences apart from pointy ears that you could tell a human between an elf? Like, is this? Now I'm looking at it. I go, actually, yeah, everything is a bit longer or a bit, paler or whatever than a human.
It's difficult because there's that much blood when you've skinned the body, but you do find bits of some cleaner bits of skin that do appear to be lighter.
Okay. I mean, we'll have to get some water here. Let's go down to the kitchen. Let's get some big pots of water, hot water. We can get some towels. I assume that this is a big building. There'll be towels and stuff. We can start. Let's start cleaning up. And then I'll
really wanting to clean this.
Yeah.
I understand about maybe putting like the ear and the hair in a jar or something to say, look,
what are we doing here?
This is something to show. Well, we should be tidying this up, should we?
Well, not tidying it up. I just mean to clean the bits that I've found. I'm going to try and catalogue, organise.
This may be the body of an elf that's been raised up to the ceiling.
Essentially, yeah.
So your name's Elizabeth.
Yes.
You said he was part of some group. Have you got a name for that group?
No, elves came here occasionally.
How do you know it's?
Pardon?
You said it was a group.
He's had dealings with other elves.
Do they talk to him? Do they have discussions?
They speak in the study.
Is this was he done in the study or okay?
There's only one person here, right, Vandro?
As far as I can tell, yes.
And now the knowledge seems to be that it's the elf.
Dunno.
Have you got your master? Has he got have you got slippers or a pair of shoes that we could have?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just check his feet.
The footprint and the feet. Is it the same size?
Yeah, give or take.
We search his room.
The study is a study. Let's see if there's any something in the drawers or anything like that.
Yeah. Search the area.
Okay. You find several things. Firstly, thrown away under the desk of drawers, you find a simple where is it? A simple iron ring, blooded, but it's over there. There is what appears to be a blood-soaked piece of paper. And over on his writing stand, there is a letter.
Ah, Vandro, some words on a bit of paper.
Indeed. I'll get. We'll read it.
Read it. I will get you a copy and I will send it to you before the start of the next session.
Time.
Anything else you need to want to do?
So now the simple iron ring, that's not, as far as I'm aware, I'd have to do some research to find out if that's part of a. I mean, it's not magical in and of itself, but it could be a component. But
That's
it could
elves.
be.
That's elves, isn't it? Didn't we kill an elf before and had a simple iron ring, or was that something else?
Potentially, or it could be.
Do we remember something about an iron armband or something?
There was definitely, because we thought, is it no band? Marvella, you buried it, didn't you?
Yeah, there was
because it didn't
was
belong
the
to us.
shapeshifter. She
It
had
didn't
an arm.
belong to us.
Yeah, so this is obviously coming to do with that. The elves have these metal. When you think the shapeshifters have them,
The woman had the woman that Marvello buried. She had a metal armband.
armband, yeah. And also, I mean, if they've taken 2 fingers off, that would be a good way of hiding any kind of ring. Maybe during, cut that finger off to get rid of the ring, and then just discarded the ring along to one side. Unless, of course, they had another ring and they just needed to get rid of both fingers to make sure it didn't look as obvious.
What do we think happened here? Do we think this master's killed an elf?
it looks like it.
And then
Actually,
who sent the bloody goblin?
Quite brutally.
Yeah.
Killer must have sent the goblin. That's the only That's the only
So
thing.
why was there no flaming noise? Somebody did that to me, I'd be making a lot of noise.
Maybe elf is
Whoever
dead.
it was strangled ahead of time, so they were killed first.
Right.
And actually, I wonder. I mean, glands. It wouldn't be an Ordo Magica thing, but I mean, there are sorcerers, there are witches who might use these various organs and such like in their magic, and especially of an elf would probably be more magical, especially if they'd come from the forest because that's where they lived. It could be that they've I don't know, been corrupted or some way, or maybe it's connected. If it is connected to the shape shifting, maybe those are relevant to that in some way.
Yeah.
I'm presuming, Straw, that shadows of people stop when they die.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you think this would make a noise? Yes, of course. If the bang was the killing of the. Oh no, yeah, because the elf arrived before the bang.
Yeah, and
Then
he
the bang
only
happened.
said the bang was something that happened. She said through the door, "What's the noise?" And he said the bang is just the window. So by that point, he strangled the elf who's knocked something over in being strangled, and that was the bang.
And if once they're dead, I mean, yes, of course, this potentially could take some noise to flay a body, but
But
Well,
why
the-
afraid
the-
the body?
he's doing.
Why afraid? Why do that?
He's done. It's some sort of religious, magical thing, presumably. Magic or something.
If it's an elf, and we assumed, rightly so, that this was the body of Vernon because we hadn't seen. You see a person who died in a room, you assume they're the person who died.
Yeah. Now it's an elf.
You assume that Master Vernon killed an elf, tried to hide the evidence by mashing the body up, and then left. Fortunately, we're on the
Job of that.
Well, yeah, but the
It goes
thing
to an
is,
extreme way of getting rid of it. You think a body would be a body, and at some point you could get rid of it if you knew enough people to get rid of a body in a city. He is an important person, isn't he? To go to this extreme seems really strange.
well, but if you skin somebody, they're not going to be identified. So that's presumably how he worked it.
And maybe it wasn't a full, lengthy plan.
He might
Well,
be
nobody but you would probably have picked up on the elven ear, would they? They'd have had to gone through the skin. Most people wouldn't have gone through the skin. They'd have just called, junior guardsman with shovel.
Yep, exactly.
He's done something really bad here, and he's probably a real baddie, maybe corrupted or something. Maybe that's why someone sent the goblin to us. Maybe we're supposed to come here and find this. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe we
the
were
interesting thing is who sent the goblin?
The guards haven't arrived yet, so that suggests whoever did send us here didn't just try and set us up, because that would have been an obvious thing. The guards would have arrived by now. And
That's
said,
right. If they were going to set us up, the guards would have been here straight away.
Who's his number 2? Who's going to be in charge after him? Because he's probably the one we need to talk to or tell.
Elizabeth.
Please,
Yeah, Elizabeth. She was the next teacher. There was only 2 teachers here.
Oh.
We need to look into him then. Where's he gone? Presumably he'll go into the forest, I suppose. But the elves will be interested.
She needs to know what's going. She needs to know the truth, because if he comes back in some way, in
Yeah.
some form,
Some people in the Ordo Magica must communicate with Master Vernum. He's an educator. He's an intelligent man with knowledge and learning and whatnot. So they must have some communication with Ordo Magica. So I'm tempted to get them involved. Now that I can lay down the evidence in front of me and say this is what happened. I'm tempted to speak to, if not Cornelio himself, then a master or an adept higher than myself.
That's probably a good idea for you to go and do that now, though, because sooner or later the guard are going to pitch up, and if you get it to the magicians before the guards get in, then that's better for us.
Aye. I'll be
And
off then.
it might ring a bell with them, the fact that somebody's taken these glands. That might all of a sudden they might just have a light bulb moment, and all of a sudden
I'll write a report as best I can. I might not mention the letters just yet, and the blood-soaked letter.
Parker's doing that. What are the rest of you doing?
it's difficult, isn't it? Should we take the body down or not? Because if you're going to go and see the wizards now, then we leave the body as it is. But if you're not, then we're going to take it down, I think. What are you going to do?
I would leave the body for the
I don't know. We might just leave it.
Leave the body for now. Once I've got the backing, if you like, of the Ordo Magica, then I'm happy to take some time, bring it down, clean it up as best I can, so we can figure out anything else we need to figure out.
Figure out what you need to figure out. I need a quick piss.
I would actually go and have a look for the goblin, but I mean, I know that's a sort of like hiding in nothing, but it's something that can be tried.
That's a bit of a store in a haystack, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I know, but what else is there? What other leads have we got?
We've got this letter that I am reading at the moment, apparently.
Yeah, we got a letter.
A way of removing the blood stains from this other piece of paper without.
We have a spell for that as well.
There's a research of library for that, isn't there?
Yeah, let's take that to the library. An archivist there might know how to do it. Yeah.
Lemon juice gets blood out, doesn't it? Lemon juice and baking soda.
Well, I bet someone will know at the Ordo.
It's true.
It means that you've got to go and do something, and we're waiting, and we won't let anybody in until you come back.
Oh! Is there a fire in this room? Is there a
torch? You need a lantern or something, don't you? That's your best bet. I bet there isn't, by the way.
Oh no, there won't be. But
that's worth a try.
Yeah, it is worth a try.
That would be tight. Very useful.
But I suspect, as we all know, it'll be like, no.
You've got this one spell that's really, really useful.
Do we check his bedroom?
I thought we had searched his rooms. Yeah, of course you searched his rooms. The guy might be a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, I think we should check his bedroom. Yeah. He may be a baddie. I think he is a baddie.
He sounded like he's baddie, isn't he? So yeah.
He may be corrupted.
Whether intentional or otherwise. But then, of course, now we've seen that a lot of the people here seem to think that the ends justify the means. So perhaps he's not a baddie in his own mind. Perhaps he did the right thing to deal with whatever.
He might not like elves, so.
Well, he's only killed an elf, which is like welcome to the club, really, isn't it? so I don't know. It really depends. Might be a bad elf.
There seems to be a lot of hatred for the elves, even more so here, because they're, part of the Davkar forest and whatnot.
When we searched the place, did we just search the room, or did we actually search like other places, like his bedroom, his like personal place?
Yeah, you can. He basically lives in his study.
Okay.
We will search. We will have a look around the rest of the place though, because Vandro's going to go off to the Order Magica, and there's something we've got to do that. So.
Well, I do. Does he have a hearth in his room, a little fire or anything like that?
Yep.
They must have needed light. It's getting dark. They must have needed light where they were discussing things. I'm going to have to take an hour and perform a ritual on the burnt out fire.
Okay.
See if I can learn than that.
I'm going to go downstairs to the actual main door because I think I'd rather be the one opening or not opening the door rather than Elizabeth if somebody knocks on the door. So.
Okay, fine. And then that is where we will leave it then.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Thanks, Joel. That was, I say, enjoyable in a horrible way, but like, yeah.
Well, as long as the people at home enjoyed it, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter about you lot, to be fair. So we'll just do the old end bit then, and then I can stop the recording. So if you enjoyed that, Parker.
Yeah, there's various things you can do. We've got doobly-doos and Patreons and all that kind of stuff. But most importantly, if you do nothing else, make sure you do this one thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. If you don't like it and don't want to subscribe, you don't have to like and subscribe, but we would like it if you liked and subscribed. And until next time,
Stay
hammered.
hammered.